guess like the first half of a lesson. So this would be like, I guess you can consider this part two. My wife definitely taught on sun worship and the symbolism of the what was it, the forearm equal cross,
forearm cross, equal arm cross, same thing.
Excuse me, I'm just eating grapes. And the impact, the influence that actually had, right, on the world overall. It's very important for people to understand that when we talk about sun worship, period, right? We're talking about the universal recognition of the sun and what it symbolizes today, and the origin of it, and where it comes from. And when do we recognize all of this stuff? When do we recognize, like, you know, the actual impact, or what is the messaging behind certain organizations and certain things that they put things in front of us, and we have no idea why they're in front of us, and we don't even necessarily pay attention to it because we're not aware of it. We haven't done the study to know the origins of, let's say, what some organizations actually believe in, what they actually stand for, what their shadow philosophy is. And so once we start to come into the understanding of symbolism, then we'll have a better understanding of, who people are, and we can kind of follow what they believe, and then know how to gauge things and what we need to interact in, what we need to connect ourselves to and not connect ourselves to be free individuals, right? Be independent, free individuals. So that's what this is. That's what we're getting ready to get into. And I'm going to tell you now, this is part two. I'm going to be actually looking, because I got tons of notes. My wife.
What's up, y'all? I see Janetta on here. I see other people on here too, but their name ain't came up. Hey, what's up, Ty? How y'all doing?
All right.
How y'all doing? Ty, yeah. I know I got to send you the link. Also, DM me if you need to speak to me on the phone, answer any of your questions or anything.
Right.
Just let me know. I'm kind of not in the screen really. I'm kind of like off to the side. Yeah. Okay. Can you hold it like that and still be able to do your production vibe?
Yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. My wife feel like she left out. This is
about to be good.
No, it is actually. So again, like I said, I have tons of notes, and we're gonna get into it. You just let me know when you're ready, and then we can get started. But I guess my wife's gonna wait a little bit.
We're just gonna wait. We're just gonna wait a couple minutes, y'all, and we're gonna allow people to be able to get in. That way, people can take their notes and all that good stuff, because we're going in, and we are going to be showing references, graphics, pictures, all that good stuff. Ty said, "I'm ready for it."
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who said that?
For it too. Ty said, "I'm ready for it."
Okay, that's what's up. What up, though, Ty? Ready for it? We getting ready to get into it. I'm just gonna recommend that if y'all got some notebooks, a pen, a pencil, some type of pad or something, or some type of electronic device where you can take notes for real, for your own research, for your own level of study, to be able to, first of all, try what it is that we're saying, prove what it is that we're saying, right? Prove what it is that we're saying.
Hey,
don't just take our words,
Amanda
for it. What up, though, Amanda and Amanda? Don't just take our words for everything that we're tossing at you guys. We really want you to be able to do your study, do your research, and find out for yourselves, like, if things are inaccurate or things are off or what have you, right? You might run into some bumps. You might run into some dead ends with some of the stuff that we're going to get into. Why? Because a lot of what we're getting into, we like to try to get all the way to the origin of things, right? Somebody said, yes. Hey, family. Who was that said that?
That was Janetta.
Okay, what up, though, Janetta? And somebody else said, what up, though? Hey, okay, what up? All right, okay.
And so just to give y'all a quick synopsis of what we went over before, we went over ancient symbols, sun and solar worship, and the equal arm cross.
Exactly.
That's what we went over last time. We talked about the symbol of the sun worship, and we talked about how that represents northeast, southwest, which is also how it also represents spring, summer, fall, and winter,
The
and the
seasons.
season. And we
Mhm.
talked about Christmas, and we talked about the stars in the sky and the zodiac signs, and
Yeah.
we talked about as above, so below.
Mm-hmm,
We broke it down,
mm-hmm.
SON and SUN. If you
Mm.
want to get to that lesson, then after this lesson, you can always go to the lesson that we got posted up before this one. But we getting ready to go
Yes.
in. We're gonna give them like 2 more minutes, babe.
Okay.
And then
It's all good. We're gonna get
go
to it.
ahead. We're gonna get to it.
And I'm gonna try to really fly through this stuff. When I say fly through it, I mean like give you guys some time. Look here.
What's up, Saniqua?
What up, though? What up, though? Hey, fam. Hey, fam. What up? What
fam.
up?
Hey, fam. That's Saniqua.
Yep. What am I saying? I'm saying ask questions. Like, let's get real interactive in this, because if you are actually somebody else said, hey, fam, with the 2 hearts. I don't know. Somebody said that. Who said that?
Raytoria.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
what's going on? Oh man, yeah. So like if it's something that you don't understand, if it's something that you'd like to know, if you disagree with whatever it is that we saying, like really, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna put it in this light like I'm just ready for all the smoke, because this isn't really a debate for me. It's just to try to share some information, and we're not saying that we know everything. But the bottom line is we do try to really dig in and give you guys pertinent information that you'll be able to use as a foundation so that you can start your own studies and then launch out into the deep yourselves.
That's right.
And say, okay, let's get busy. Who said, hey, fam, right there?
Y'all share this. Make sure y'all share this. Share this with people that
it's a blue and a purple heart somewhere. Somebody said something.
I don't know yet.
All right.
That came up on my hookup. Okay. So we got like a little delay over here. So keep in mind when y'all do y'all comments and y'all say y'all comments that there is a slight delay. So when it comes up, I will tell you who it is. And apparently it is, you're getting it in real time.
Yeah.
Maybe because I don't see it on my
right. So I'll just make mention of it. I might even just interrupt myself. So let me also say this though. Again, if you got a pen and a pad, a piece of paper, a pencil, something like that, some type of electronic device that you can use in order to take notes, I'm going to be talking about a subject. And while I'm talking about a subject, I might highlight something inside of that subject that takes us somewhere else. And then I'm going to come right back to where we left off. So we're going to be jumping around, but it's going to have some cohesiveness to it. And if you confused, say, yo, like, I don't even understand, or yo, wait a minute, I didn't get that. Whatever it is, let us know. Let's stay interactive and let's go with this thing. All right. So with that being said, you ready? I'm ready. I definitely want to get into it. I want to talk about the sun, right? SUN. I want to talk about the sun, SUN. Okay. And how like what my wife has actually already done.
Hey, Loretta's on here. So I'm on the So she's saying, hey fam, that's Lori. Yeah. So now I have on one screen my page and then my the bitch I'm vegan one. So yes, what's up?
Good. So you can see what's happening.
Good. I can see both.
Okay, so good. Beautiful.
All right. So now I can go ahead and comment. We can comment to everybody. We can kick with everybody.
Right. So what my wife did in the last lesson was she actually shined a major floodlight, right, on the universal acknowledgement of the sun through symbolism and what it actually meant and what it actually means to everyone now around the world, and how it leaks over into this modern day time frame that we live in, especially as it relates to religion and especially as it relates to Christianity. We have a close relationship with that religion and that belief system because that's what we came out of, right? We were Christians, and I had a real big, I don't say a big, but I played a nice role within that world. I was something that what they call a psalmist. And so if you've ever read the Bible, David was a psalmist. He played the harp, had people writing songs and all of that stuff to honor God. And so my position was to do that, to actually sing, eventually write songs, which I don't think I really got to that because there was at least 2 to 3 other psalmists that were there at the church where I was I was at a mega church, and everybody did their role and did their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I traveled. You know what I'm saying? With at that time the bishop, and we did conferences and all of that stuff. My role was to actually sing to help invoke a watch this a spirit to emotionally put people in a state to where they could receive what was getting ready to be shared and fed to them. So I feel like that's really instrumental, the role that I played then. So this is why we connect things to Christianity, to that belief system, because we realized once we left the church, and we tried to reconnect to another church when we came out here to California. We did, and it felt like, no disrespect to them, it just felt like we were in a time machine. We went back. We took a whole bunch of steps backwards, and we were like, nah, we can't, keep doing this. So it has to be another way, right? It has to be another way, and it has to be a way to where we kind of understand God for who God is, the creator or creators for who they are.
And the thing about it is, we had already started understanding that when we went to this other church, right? We had already started our studies. So it's things that were done and things that were said that we wasn't resonating with. And then at the same time, we wasn't resonating with it. And we was like, we can't sit up under this. We cannot sit up under this. Everything that we see, we cannot continue to sit up under anybody that's not for the people, anybody that's for themselves, anybody that's,
where you going,
what I'm saying, that give people positions because they can either get them a book deal or get them any kind of
the
deal,
industry
or tied to any way, shape, form, or fashion can help them glow up. Then guess what? Oh, you about to be a minister. You about to be this. You about to be that. You don't even care how they deal with the people.
Well, let me say this. I'll say this. In my position, in the church that we connected to out here, I was asked to be a part of the prayer team.
Yeah.
I don't want to get all off into it. But what I'm saying is this, I'll say this, that ultimately, when you're praying for people and you ask to be on the wall to watch, I'm not saying that you're going to get a word from God every day, but if you're on the wall and you really been putting in work, then you might hear from God. And God might send you something for the people, and especially for the leadership of that house. And so, no, it just came a time where I was given something from God to deliver, and they just was like, at the time they weren't feeling it. It was like,
look, and it was a warning, and it was a warning. See, people don't be wanting to hear no warnings. Now you said we got a word for you, and you about to get this, you about to get that, you about to get this, you about to get that. Woohoo, Mountain Dew.
Right.
They be ready Mountain Dew. They be ready to go in.
Right. But I don't even think it was about that. I just think it was, honestly, it was like, we don't really know you like that. We know you and we love you, but we don't know you like that because,
no, that's not what it was.
We're somebody, and I'm saying,
you trying to get the benefit of the doubt.
No. I'm saying this is what I really honestly felt, and then we can get into this lesson, because what we're talking about now is extremely important. This is what we're trying to break off of people, right? The thing is that, okay, because you don't know who I am per se, or you don't even know who I'm connected to, which, if we just go by technical terms in regards to the world standard, I just left a mega church.
But you know what? That didn't matter, because they asked you to pray because they saw who you were.
Right. Anyway, they didn't know who I was, but they saw what was in me.
They saw what was in you.
Okay.
So guess what? You saw what was in. Just like people are always gonna have people that's gonna see what's in you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And either those people are gonna help cultivate it, they're gonna be your cheerleader, they're gonna help lift you up, or they gonna look at you like a mirror.
They're gonna be intimidated.
They're gonna look at you like you a mirror, and they're gonna say, damn,
right,
they doing this. I'm looking at them and they doing this. I really want to be happy for them, but I can't be happy for them because I'm looking at my situation. I'm looking what I ain't got.
Mm-hmm. Or what I'm unable to do, or how this person is flowing, or right?
Exactly. Yeah. And then it becomes a mirror. And then guess what? Then they start to project their fears upon you.
Ooh, yeah. So in a nutshell, we just decided, you know what? We not finna get on that roller coaster ride ever again. So we just gonna thug it out with God. Period. We gonna thug it out with the Most High. We're gonna thug it out with the great spirit, and we're gonna figure out what's what. And we gonna rise and fall by that.
That's right.
And so we find ourselves traveling across the country and being a blessing to people. And what we believe God has taken us back to some of the original ways, or the ways of old, which may seem new to a lot of people, but it's taking us back to the old way. We're doing something new because we ain't in no four walls like the church asking for tithes and carrying on. We not doing that. We not finna start no church. We ain't trying to start no church. So
oh no, please
that's not what this
even
is.
try that.
Okay, but now, so here's the thing. We all actually know this part though throughout human history, right? As it relates to the sun. The sun's powerful energy has without a shadow of a doubt assured its role as an undisputed star / godlike symbol of our whole solar system. Okay. I'm gonna say that of our whole solar system.
All the way over there. You want your notes there? It's fine.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And our universe. All right. And here's the thing about it, because we actually sometimes forget. Most times we actually forget. As human beings, guess what? It's what we living in. It's a big old gigantic solar system and universe that we live in. So when you connect things to religion, religion has you thinking outside of yourself. But we're so connected to the material side of this world that it blinds us from actually being able to realize that there is a whole universe in the solar system with other planets, major star systems, a galaxy that we actually live in.
Mm-hmm.
So this is
one thing that
mm-hmm.
thing that messes people up, honestly, is gravity.
Oh man,
you know what I mean?
Break that. What do you mean when you say that? What
because
do you mean?
People realize they walking around here on this earth, and they just looking at it like hell. They don't look at it like we're in the solar system. Not, you have some that do, but for the most part, people walk around and they don't think about that. It's because of gravity. We was walking around floating every damn where.
Right.
You had no choice.
Yeah, to think about
like, space.
We're actually in space.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, that is deep. So gravity has affected us in that sense. Now, here's the thing. When you're doing your research and you really start digging as it relates to religion, and you want to go back, a ways, then either you're going to be spending a lot of money and searching down for some authentic books that cost you hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars, all right, in order for you to get some authentic information, or you're going to have to really dig in that internet and go way past and know. You're going to have some sense of knowing how this stuff really started, right? So if we just go based off of the Bible, then we know that everything started in the Garden of Eden, which we know geographically the Garden of Eden was located in Africa. Okay. And so going there, if everything started there and civilization rose from there, then that's where I'm going. Right? So I'm just saying all of this because before I start talking about the Greeks and how they personified and pushed the awareness of the sun, right? How it should actually be viewed and venerated, okay? I have to go further back to the most advanced people in civilization known to man, right? On this planet, which was the Cometians, or the people from Kemet. Right. And now here it is again. That's not up for debate, even though people do debate this thing, because most folks want to just say Egyptians. And there are Egyptians, I guess. Now there are Egyptians. But before it was Egypt and Egyptians, or what was called Egypt and Egyptians, there were Cometians from Kemet. And those were black folks. Okay. Aboriginal folks that were connected to the land. So again, the information is there. And the evidence is really, really clear. When a person really wants to accept that, deal with it, do the research and check it out, that's what that is. Now, just on a sidebar too. Okay. Here's an example of what we as a society never really want to talk about. We never really want to talk about it. And because the majority of society doesn't talk about it, then we have to look at who's the perpetrators of that agenda, why we don't talk about this stuff, where I'm getting ready to go. And look at the goals of those who are in power, in position, and would do just about anything to keep that position. Okay. Here's one thing that I'm talking about that we need to talk about. And it feels like the waves of the ocean are now really hitting the shore, and we might really get ready to break a boundary in this. But if we go way back, this isn't anything new. What am I talking about? Women rulers. I'm going somewhere. Okay. Now, in our modern time, a woman is yet to be elected for the highest office in the United States. We got pretty close, right? Kamala Harris she's the vice president of the United States. But 3,000 years ago in Kemet or / ancient Egypt, just out of respect for people that rock with that, it wasn't unusual for a woman to rule. Why am I bringing all of this up? Y'all probably wondering, why am I talking about a woman ruler and how is that connected to the sun and sun worship? Follow me for a minute, because I'm setting a foundation for symbolism and how this stuff really grew into what it is that we know it is today. Okay. All right. Thank you, baby. I love you. Okay. So again, it wasn't unusual for women to rule. And so some of these women became all powerful, not just, oh, okay, you got a position and you kind of rule over a little bit of stuff over here. I'm talking about all powerful. I can name one person we've heard of. They've done movies of them. They didn't depict them properly because of the country that we live in and overall just the sentiment about our shade globally. But Cleopatra, right? We heard of Cleopatra. We heard of Nefertiti, right? The first known thriving and creative and advanced civilization on the planet. These women were running this stuff. They were ultimately pharaohs ruling the throne. Now, this is what I want to show you guys, okay? Because I have to show you this. All right. So now, let's go there. Here is, let's see. Here is a photo. You're probably wondering who in the hell is that, right? You like, who is that? That's Meredith. Her name is Meredith. And Meredith was a female pharaoh. All right. Let's see. I want to give you guys another one. This is Neferusubek. Okay. Or Nefuru Sebek. Nefuru Sebek. Look at those ears. It looks like somebody got upset about her facial features.
Mm-hmm. Look at that nose.
Mm-hmm. My grandfather had big ears like that. Not that big.
They weren't that big.
I like banging on my grandfather, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he has some ears. And so we're looking at female rulers from back in the time. All right. Who is that? Y'all following us? Y'all know who that is? Somebody said, I didn't know that. Who said that? Who said I didn't know that?
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Victoria.
Yeah. For sure. So this is what is this? Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut. And you can see this is titled From Queen to Pharaoh. Right? That's a whole nother story in that. All right. Let's see. That was Hatshepsut. Let's see. Here's another female pharaoh. And her name was Tawasret. Tawasret. All right. That's Tawosret. Tawosret. All right. I got another one for you. Okay. Y'all should know who this is. Look at those facial features, though.
Mm.
That's Cleopatra. That's Cleopatra, y'all. That's the original bust of something that was found, and it was placed in a museum of Cleopatra. Look at those lips. That's all I really got to say. That nose. Look like somebody kind of got upset about that too a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Is there someone else that I can show? Let's see. There is someone else. I want to make sure that I get to it. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Nefertiti. Now, I'm putting Nefertiti up here because this is of course, this is more modern day, right? You figure, oh, okay. No, I'm sorry, Cleopatra. That's Cleopatra. So let's go back to Cleopatra. Cleopatra, right? That's the statue. And then this would be reminiscent of what Cleopatra may look like, right? What they were trying to achieve. How about it? Let's go again one more time.
Yeah, that's better when you do it like
right?
that.
Yeah. Man, that's something else. So now we gonna go to this person, which is Nefertiti.
Nefertiti, yeah.
Yeah, Nefertiti, right? And so Nefertiti was also a pharaoh. She ruled everything. I'm gonna get into this because these are just 6 key individuals that had a lot to do with the sun worship, a reflection of the image of the sun. They ruled, and they ruled not just their nation, but watch this, y'all. Watch this. Y'all see Nefertiti, right? So let's take it modern day to see if somebody even, recollects or resembles the image of this person, Nefertiti. Y'all should know who that is. Huh? Y'all should know who that is. Who is that? Somebody say, hey, all my people, what's up now?
Carrie Hilson.
My familia, what's up?
That's Angela.
So, hey, what up, though? Now, this right here is Carrie Hilson. She wrote hit songs from back in the day. She's a famous songwriter. Let me put it back. She's a famous songwriter, right? And she was in the industry. She wrote some hit songs. And so I guess she's like on a photo shoot. She just tapping in back to her whole little ancestral roots. Like, yo, I'm finna do some Nefertiti. Look at that. Nefertiti. That's a real bust and statue of what Nefertiti looks like. It's put in a real museum. Man, get out of here. Don't that look like her? Or is it just me? Is it just me?
No, I mean, it don't look like her to me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now that's Nefertiti. And now here is an image of Nefertiti on an actual wall in one of the pyramids. And I'll say it, Egypt / ancient Kemet. Let's do it that way. All right. So now to the Cometians or the Egyptians, the sun was what? The giver of life. My wife already told you guys that. It was controlling the ripening of the crops, which were worked by everyone, basically all men, right? And because of the life-giving qualities of the sun, the Cometians / Egyptians worship the sun as a god, the creator of the universe and the giver of life, the sun or Ra. Yes, I said it, Ra. That's who Ra is. Okay, so that's what Ra looked like to them. This is an animation, an animated depiction of what Ra looked like. I want y'all to notice something about this figure. The skin tone. What color is Ra? What color is that?
Olive to me.
Green. Yeah, green.
Looking like a green olive.
So yeah, so here it is now. Ra represented life, warmth, and growth. He was one of the 8 primordial Commission / ancient Egyptian deities. Okay. Again, I'm gonna put them up there just for y'all to be able to know what's popping. Okay. And
is there anybody on here that don't know what a deity is? If you on here and you don't know what a deity is, then
yeah,
you know.
Look at that. Somebody said he looks green to me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Can you just kind of tell them what, you know, because it's gonna be people that are gonna come on here that don't know what
a deity is.
So well, that people will, you know, understand, because people will hear this and they'll be like, oh, here they go. They talking about other gods. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
and so, you know, just to be able to, you know, break it down to people so that they'll understand, you know, that although there's only, you know, the one creator of the universe says, there are other gods.
Yes, somebody said I don't. So, okay, so good. I'm glad that you don't. We're gonna hook you up. Basically, a deity is someone who has reached a divine status, quality, or nature. A ruler driven by what? The spirit of, they call it delusions, but I say like the mindset of a deity, right? The creator and supreme being. And if we put it in, let's say, in a monotheistic religion, which is a religion where they only worship one God, mono meaning one God, then that's going to be a religion like Christianity, right? So it's really a god or a goddess, or, you know what I'm saying, someone or a being that has reached a divine status, has a quality or nature of divinity. Okay. And so that's how that works. Hopefully that answered the question, right? It's, oh, how is it spelled? And I put that up there. D-E-I-T-Y.
D-E.
I'll put it up here.
You got it? Oh, okay.
I'll just put it up here for you. Deity. Meaning
move about on this hookup.
Oh man.
We up in here doing it big, y'all.
So I'm almost done. Right? I'm almost done.
Oh, so wait, what you putting? You putting the whole thing in? I just thought you was putting deity in there, period.
No. I'm just giving them a little bit of something so they'll have again, so they'll know what's going on. For the people that don't know, right? Mm-hmm. All right.
But yeah.
Pardon me. So now, deity, D-E-I-T-Y, meaning a god or a goddess, an individual that has reached a divine status, quality, or nature. And if we talk about this, then like how people really rocked, it was like, yo, it was like a spirit, you know, that could emanate from animals and emanate from objects and emanate from any and everything. Because during that time, and I'm gonna hit it again.
And it goes to the first
religion. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's gonna talk about the very first religion. I know that's where you was going.
Oh, for sure. you already know. We got to get into it, right?
For sure, we got to get into it.
All right. So now, let's see.
Because you do know it didn't used to be no religions whatsoever, right?
Wow. Can you repeat?
You do realize that
Let me come out of here.
First
go
of
ahead.
all, that this earth is billions of years old. Billions. So I don't know why. I do know why. Mm-hmm. I know why people say a little 2,000 years ago. Shit, 2,000 years ago ain't got nothing to do with billions of years.
No, not at all.
Yeah, there at one time there was not a religion. Period. Mm-hmm. We started off as spirit beings. That's what we started off as, and we evolved through the different ages and millennia and all of that. So we'll break all that down to you another time. But the very first religion is what he is about to, talk to y'all about. And it is animism, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm glad that you know what that is. And
yeah, and go ahead.
no. Please go ahead. You
Well, I know you typing, so I was just gonna give them a quick synopsis of what
yeah,
it
go
is.
ahead, because I'm gonna get into some real some depth about it.
In animism, they believe that God animates or in whatever emanates or animates in everything, everything, rocks, everything. Didn't he say the rocks will cry out? On a note, one time I was in ceremony, and I actually saw the rocks crying out. It was, I was like, that's what that really mean right there? So no, God is everything. God created everything. God is in everything, everything. And so the first religion it just was what it was. It is what it is. God animates in everything. So you done typing or you not done typing?
Sure.
Is you done or is you finished?
Right.
Is you finished or is you done?
Neither one. Not really.
Have anybody in here ever heard of anime? Say, please spell it. I'm pretty sure he about to put it in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll spell it out.
Matter of fact, just tell me what it is, and then
animism. So it's A-N.
I got it.
A-N-I-M. Yeah, let's see. Hold on. Hold on, y'all.
Animism.
I got a million different things going on. Okay.
Animism.
How do you spell it?
A-N-I-M-I-S-M. A-N-I-M-I-S-M.
Okay, here we go. Animism.
That ain't what it looked like on. Oh,
that's what you told me.
Oh no. It's not? I was looking at the. That's it.
Okay.
I was looking at the damn closed captions. You know how, because the volume is down. They didn't spell it right.
That's okay. It's
so
all
that's
good.
all.
It's
if
all
y'all
good.
reading that, then just know that ain't spelled right until it's typed
mad.
up in there the right way.
I'm not even upset.
Okay, good. We don't want you to get upset because you teach.
No, okay. So I'm gonna do one other thing real quick. But Dig, so where we going with this is that we showed you guys an image of Ra. We showed you that with that green skin that represented fertility and growth and vegetation, life, because of the sun. The sun brings photosynthesis to plants, right? So that they can Go ahead. You go ahead. They brought warmth.
They brought warmth. Yeah, it made the food grow. Even now, if the sun go away, we go away. How about that? Just as simple as that. Bye sun, bye us.
Wow, okay.
You know what I mean? That's ultimately what it comes down to, right?
Okay, and then Ra, let's see. So trust me, y'all. I am gonna get to it.
You up in here typing on the lesson, and the lesson's supposed to been done.
Oh, don't even. No, I love you, but you're not even finna do me like that.
He up in here typing on the lesson
because I wanted to look sexy. I wanted to look sexy for y'all, so y'all can learn better, right? Okay. So here's the thing, though. I said that earlier. Ra, which is, let me go to it so you guys can see who I'm talking about again. Ra was one of the 8 primordial Cometian or / ancient Egyptian deities. So this is one image or depiction of how they saw, the sun or someone embodying the sun. And so they gave reverence and respect to these individuals, because they represented a fraction of or a part of what gave life, a part of creation. And since there was a hierarchy and there was a power structure that was developed, to where this was the first civilization in Kemet / Egypt,
/ Africa.
Right. So then those people who came into power that made decisions for the whole nation were then, right, venerated and praised as, or put in a position as, like they have power. They walk in power. So we somewhat worship them. It sounds like the same thing that happens in modern day, folks. Like you put the right president in office, and those folks get worshiped. We loved Obama. He ain't had to do nothing when he first came in. It was just because he was black. It was a black man.
B100. That's, y'all know he telling the truth.
So it's like we love Obama. Obama could do no wrong. I'm not saying that we worship. I didn't worship him, but there were some people that was like, Obama is. Obama is. It's people right now that's like Joe Biden is.
What's the lady name on the reality show talking about some every man cheat except for Obama? I was like, what? She really felt like that in her soul. She felt like that. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's a question out there. I think
it's a question. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the things in his hands?
Yeah.
And
so
what do they represent?
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask: does anybody even know what that is? Does anybody have an idea? I know I got somebody that knows something about this. I'll give you one of them. The crook. One of them is the crook. And I'm actually going to get into that too in a lesson later on. Yeah. I'm glad somebody noticed that.
So we're going to break it down.
Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that though. Okay. Let me go ahead and see. Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that because that's really important. Those are symbols too. Okay. Those are symbols too. And I'm going to get into those.
Everything is signs and symbols.
Right. Okay.
And vibrations and frequencies.
Right. So, okay. So now that's enough of Ra, at least that particular depiction. Y'all able to see this. You kind of see the hat that, you know what I'm saying, he had on and all of that stuff. It looked like he was mummified, or at least he had like some cloth, right, around his arms and everything. I'm going to let y'all take one more look. So he's got the cloth around his arms. He has a crook and a flail, and he has his hat on. There's an actual serpent that comes out the middle of his forehead that's connected to the hat. That's a representative of something.
Mom said one looks like a pipe.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? And then there are wings on the hat. Wings on the hat, right? So that's what that is. I'm going to get into it, but that was just one depiction out of the 8 primordial deities that they gave reverence to, right? Then that's what it was. Somebody said, what did they say? They said
what looks like a staff
of some sort.
Right.
Yeah, somebody said it looks like a pipe. Said that.
Well, yeah, Yolanda said the staff's the same thing. She said one looks like a staff and one looks like a pipe.
Yeah.
And then Janetta said from his hat to his bandages.
All right. There it is. Okay. So now, but that's not the only, right, depiction, reflection, or image that people recognized, worshipped, and gave reverence to the sun god Ra, right? For.
Right.
Okay. So then sometimes Ra was introduced in animal form. And most commonly as a hawk. Okay. So let me give you guys the photo of that. There you go. So it has this hawk head, but a man body, right?
I know y'all done seen that before.
Yeah. Staff in his hand, right? Notice the colors. Those colors definitely represent something, which I'm going to get into later on. And you know what I'm saying?
We're going to break it down.
But everything has purpose. Everything has purpose. There's nothing that our people didn't do that didn't have meaning, intent, and purpose. It was symbolic of something.
Colors even have vibration and frequency.
Yes. Okay. Wait. Repeat that, because I love
colors even have vibration and frequency. And all that time when they use gold and all of those things, and what do you think the top of the pyramids was? It's like it was like a conductor, you know, and they used a lot of monatomic gold. and you'll learn it. Monatomic gold is something that is so powerful. It's gold, but it's in its powder form. And when it is at the right vibration or frequency, it can cause things to levitate. It can also cause things to disappear. We've actually seen these. I'm gonna have to pull it up and actually show y'all the video. I'll have to pull it up and show y'all the actual video so that y'all can understand, what it is. So y'all know that this stuff is not just here for nothing.
Okay, so
it has a purpose.
Yeah, most definitely. So I just want to show you guys how they kind of sculpted their art out of stones and minerals and other things. The commissions were extremely creative and advanced, very advanced. So here's an image of Ra, the sun god, right, as a hawk. And this is a display of actually like some art, right, of these different materials.
I know
stones.
Y'all done seen this too.
Yeah. Boom. All right.
Boom, bam, pow.
Boom, bam, pow.
Now I know y'all done seen that before, right?
Yeah. Right. So this is Ra, a depiction of Ra, the sun god, as a hawk. Okay. And they had these everywhere. They would be everywhere. Okay. To give reverence, to pay homage and respect to, right? Ra, to life. Somebody says, yes, I have. You've seen that before. You noticed that, right? See the sun disk at the top of the head. The serpent lies on the top where it comes out of the forehead. The serpent. I want y'all to hold on to that for a second. The serpent.
Yeah.
Okay. Not the Christian biblical version where it's like, oh, they're saying the serpent is evil. The Commissions had a totally different meaning and view of what the serpent represented because they knew what it represented. And I'm gonna break that down too. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Right. Okay. I'm just going over these images so you guys can see.
You should have kept the screen so you could finish chewing that grape.
Oh, because you got busted chewing. That's what that really is.
You got busted chewing. You want to look like a damn chipmunk.
Right. So remember, Ra was introduced as animal figures and venerated and praised and worshipped as sometimes in animal figures, and we've seen this all over, right? Here it is. Somebody's saying something real good. So there's a thing called what? Let's see. What is it saying?
There's a thing called Angel of the North or something like that.
Okay.
I might be messing the name up.
Okay, Angel of the North. The sun god. That's good. You're onto something. The sun god, right? And you said it is the angel of the what? The north. What do you think they're talking about when they're using the word north? They're actually talking about a astrological location in the heavens, right? Like the North Pole. There are two poles to the planet, a North Pole and a South Pole.
Northern Hemisphere.
Northern Hemisphere. So if it's the angel of the North, that's probably at its highest peak where it sat at some point, and they gave it reverence. Like, yep, the angel of the North.
Remember, I told y'all about in December when it been in, when the sun being in the southern hemisphere is getting ready to come back to the northern hemisphere, where it'll cause spring to pop in.
For sure. So all of these things have significance, even though we just like, we just kind of glaze over these statements as if it's just quotations and it sounds really nice, but they have deep meaning, very deep meaning. Another depiction of Ra, the sun god, was also sometimes seen as a beetle, If we think about films, right? If we think about the films like
The Mummy.
Yeah, the Mummy, the Scorpion King.
Yeah, Scorpion King.
Then you're gonna see all of these. It's the beetle or the scarab.
Scarab.
Right, and this is actual art that the commission people did, and it was found, right, and recovered through an archaeological dig, placed in a museum. Okay, so you see what the beetle is holding up, and it also has wings, y'all. The representation of this is like, no, they were on key with it. They were on key, and you can see the hieroglyphs that the wings encompass. So there was a message that's probably, I don't know what it says. I'm not even gonna act like I know. Like, yeah, it's saying that the sun god rise. You know what I'm saying?
Whoop, 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 displeased.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Venerated to the highest deity of it. I don't know. Right? Above all gods and deities. I have no idea what it's saying, but it's saying something. It definitely has a message.
Our son was studying hieroglyphics. He would know what some of this stuff say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, how about this?
But we don't know.
Right. Sometimes the sun god Ra would also be depicted as a lion. Okay. A lion or lioness. Okay. And what that represented, this is actually on the wall of a museum in Egypt. It represented, I guess, the most common traits, right, of what a lion or lioness really represents: majesty, strength, courage, justice, military might. It can be both solar and lunar. Because now you're getting into the feminine. It's not just all about men. Remember, I spoke on women rulers, right? As a matter of fact, here's a depiction of one that I'm going to get into a little bit later on. I know people have seen this one. It is the goddess Sekhmet. That big old sun disk. She got an ankh in her hand, a staff
coming out the head.
That's a cute little dress she got on too. She rocking a cute little dress for sure. Oh yeah, the sun disk, and that snake represents something, y'all. I'm gonna get to it.
Make sure this grape is for the right thing. I don't know.
So the feminine version of, right, the sun god Ra, because you got the masculine and the feminine. When you're looking at this, it was commonly referred to as the king of the beast, right? Lion is the king of the jungle, king of the beast. But it's also a symbol of kingly power. And more so, that's in the masculine side. But when you see it in the feminine, it's going to be related to the great mother and protection that comes along with the lioness.
You know that's a woman. Look at that waist trainer she got on, y'all.
Oh my gosh. The goddess Basset, somebody said, right? The goddess Basset.
That's what Janetta said.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? So y'all on it. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying, you don't know what's going on. You know what's going on.
You gotta been studying.
Right? Here's another one I want to talk about real quick, because we're going into these different images, and it's very important because we need to open your minds up so you be able to see stuff and recognize stuff. When you see stuff out here and you just driving past stuff and looking up stuff, you're like, oh man, okay, so they're into sun worship and or they acknowledge it on some level. It'll cause you to dig and figure out, well, what does that mean? Like Sekhmet or, Basset, like, okay, what did she represent? What did that deity kind of embody? Right. Here's another one. Here's a real one. Oh man, this one right here. This one is serious.
Yeah, you've seen that often.
Yeah, sometimes it would be depicted, he would be depicted as a ram. I ain't gonna lie, that look alcohol. Right?
Who is that next to him? Is that Thoth?
Who?
Is that Thoth to the right of him?
Yes, it sure
Yeah.
is.
Thoth or Hermes Trismegistus.
That's
the Greek version.
exactly. That is the that's the derivative. I'll just say that. You know what the derivative is. That's the carbon copy.
Trismegistus is.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thoth or Tahuti. See, they carry many names. So when we talk about God, understand this. Many different depictions, many different images, they got to have different names. People be fighting in religion over the names. Oh, his name is Yahweh. Oh, no, his name is, oh, man. Like,
Elohim.
Yeah.
Yeah, they be talking about Elohim.
It's all the same
Elohim
thing to a certain degree.
Elohim is plural. Elohim means plural. Elohim means many gods.
Right. Okay.
And when they like, oh, I call them the Elohim, saying I call them many gods. That's really what you're saying.
What you're saying. And a lot of people don't know what they're saying because I didn't know.
I didn't know either.
Get up in front of a whole congregation and be like, we worship you, Elohim. And it's like,
if I said Elohim, I'm gonna keep it 100. Anytime I said Elohim, I said Elohim because I wanted to act like I was saying like a big word. You know what I'm saying? Felt good to be like, yeah, Elohim. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know what the hell that meant.
Okay.
I was just saying Elohim. And exactly. I ain't said, often.
Right, because you're like, I'm treading on some water. I don't really know.
No, I didn't feel like I didn't know. I felt like his name was Elohim.
Okay. And it is. But when you bring that up, you're not talking about the singular. Okay, somebody said something in there. I'll be wanting you to get with the comments.
The universal God don't have no name.
Yes, it does.
He is. He just is.
Right. The all.
The all. That still ain't a name.
Yeah, the all.
I am.
Okay. I am. So we got one more, right? We got one more image.
She said, Amanda said, I didn't know that either.
We got one more image, y'all. And this is the image that people.
Oh, one more image, period?
No, not just period throughout the lesson. What I'm saying is we have another image of the depiction of Ra, the sun god. Okay. Right?
Now, this one, I don't think I remember this one. But I know that hat.
For sure.
Definitely that hat.
Okay. All right. So let's get into it. That is the snake. Okay. And the snake obviously is a male, as we can see. And it is holding what's called the serpentine egg. It's holding the serpentine egg. What? Y'all not finna be childish on here, are y'all? We are grown.
What the hell are you talking about?
What? Who, me? The serpentine egg?
No, I ain't talking about that.
What?
I thought you was talking about me. I was laughing.
I have no idea. Something. Yeah, right. What are you laughing at? His Ren Shin Fang Wei Jang? That's what I'm saying. We're gonna be adults here.
I knew that's what you was talking about.
Exactly. So we're gonna be adults. But sincerely though, here's the thing about this, because obviously people can't handle it. So let me just take it off of there real quick. We've been taught.
I'm the people.
No,
I'm the people.
The people of you do represent the people of the world. Now, look, we've been taught honestly that, especially in the Christian world, right, that the snake represents something evil. It's depicted as the enemy, that old serpent, that old dragon. And if we go back further in time, that's not what the serpent or the dragon represented. It didn't represent something evil. Remember, if you looked at the show, what's the show where the woman has a dragon in it? And people went crazy because it was like she has her own show right now.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, and now she has her own show, right? The
Is it
Den
her
of
own
Dragons
show?
or
I
something.
don't know
It's
if that's
about
her.
her
Well,
dragons,
it
I
ain't
guess.
the original lady on there. I don't think. Well, I don't know. I ain't see it. So
Right.
I watched the Game of Thrones though.
Right. Now, somebody said? We didn't say nothing, but they laughing. They got the laughing emojis up there. Right. So yeah. Again, my thing is, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna go to my notes. At the end of the day, again, we were taught that the snake was extremely evil, but that particular snake, a depiction of the sun god Ra, was actually holding a serpentine egg. Okay, and so I'm getting ready to get into all of this for real. Still kind of building. Okay, but even before I break all of this down, did y'all know that those rulers and pharaohs and the people of Kemet were so advanced that they knew how to patrol the people of their nation by the frequency, the energy, and vibrations of the universe? Now, what am I saying when I say this? Because that sounds really good, but they actually put that into play in the physical realm. They did that. And how they did it was at the top of the pyramids. They were able to figure out a way to emit and then send out a frequency, right? And they figured it out based off of the proper amount of resonance and vibration that it could actually keep the people calm and civilized. Now, I'm not saying that in the days of Kemet, right? Way before we talk about Egyptians and Egypt, I'm talking about we have the laws of Ma'at. They're more so affirmations. They are not like the 10 Commandments, right? Mm-mm. The 10 Commandments has more of a negative connotation to it in comparison to the laws of Ma'at, okay? And there were 42 of them, or at least 42 that most people recognize, okay? Pardon me. And these affirmations or laws, you said things and spoke to your spirit like, I will, like respect water. I will save water, right? It wasn't like, if thou wasteth water, thou going to hell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was more so like just a straight up affirmation, like, I will preserve water. And so it shaped the mindset of the people because, again, they're in nation building, right? They're in nation building, and they put gold on the top of these pyramids to cap them off. Now, what is gold as it relates to electricity or electromagnetic waves? It's a conductor for it.
Conductor.
Y'all hearing what I'm saying? So
just like we are
go ahead, baby.
Conductors. Just like we are conductors.
How is that? How is that? Do you know how?
Because we are electromagnetic.
We're electrical beings.
We are electrical beings. And what you eat, what you drink, what you think, what you speak, all has frequency, all has vibration.
Yes. Okay. And so now, what am I getting at when I say this? So let's go to it. I want to show y'all this. Do y'all see this right here? This is the website, right? Fizz.org, right? And you can see some of the subjects that you can tap into: nanotechnology, physics. We're talking about highly intelligent people putting out information as it relates to metaphysics, the scientific world. Again, it's not even up for debate. It's not up for debate, right? Whether or not science and God is supposed to be one or separate. Mm-mm. At the end of the day, if there is science, then God is in it, because God obviously
God created. God is everything.
God is in everything. So that shouldn't even be up for debate. In my opinion, shouldn't even be up for debate, right? That's a commonsensical thing for me. But now, here's the thing. I want y'all to read this headline that I'm getting ready to show you from that site. Remember, that's fizz.org. So again, like I said, if you're taking notes, look, this is stuff you can look up. Just go check it out and see what's going on here. Right? It says a study reveals the Great Pyramid of Giza can focus what? Electromagnetic energy.
Mm-hmm.
So we not just talking about stuff and coming up on a whim like, oh, that sounds so cool that they actually were able to harness energy, from the top of the pyramids, not just the top, but they also were able to conduct energy that when you walked inside of certain pyramids that they built, it would totally heal any illness that you had. Do you hear what I'm saying? I saw a documentary about a pyramid that our ancient ancestors in Kemet built, and it was specifically set up and housed like you would go to an urgent care place, right?
I gotta say, what's the website again? Tell me, I'll type it in the bottom of the thing.
Okay, here it is. You see it right there, fizz.org.
Hold on. No, I don't see it.
I'll
yet.
put it in here,
Okay.
baby. See, that's what this is for, I guess. So let me just go ahead and hook it up so y'all can fizz.org.
I beat you.
That's okay.
I did it faster than you. I beat you.
I love you for it.
No,
So there it is right there, fizz.org. Go check it out. All right. Go check it out.
It's in the comments though too. So
yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So I saw a documentary, right, where there was a specific pyramid that our ancestors built. And the person would walk in the entrance of the pyramid. There was some holes on the side of the pyramids at different locations, like different sides of the pyramid. And the person would walk like up a concrete, like a platform almost, right? Like a stage, like a platform. And they would stand, and these holes inside of the pyramids would shine light from the sun in the pyramid, directly pointing where the person would be standing on the platform. They would have the person stand on this platform for a certain amount of time and then have them walk off of the platform. And when they walked out of the pyramid, their illness or disease disappeared.
That's because those high tones and vibrations and frequencies destroyed the bad cells.
There you go. Not okay. So now, this is my thing, right? My thing is this: a higher level of frequency in the body results in better health. We know this. It's been shown that a normal, healthy body has a frequency of 62 to 78 megahertz. 62 to 78 megahertz. Now, this is a normal, healthy body. That's the frequency and vibration that one is supposed to be going off of, right? To have a normal, healthy body. If we look at this, a genius brain frequency is anywhere between 80 to 82 megahertz, right? Is that right? Okay. Then it is above average, just above average or normal brain frequency range is anywhere between 72 and 90 megahertz. That's what they're saying. Like 72 megahertz is a normal brain frequency. So we looking at children that can spell in these spelling bees, and children that create these apps and different types of products that can change the way that we actually live. They're super advanced in their thought process. That just simply means that their brain frequency is vibrating on a higher level of megahertz. The human body, right? The human body, anywhere, this is a healthy body, anywhere between 62 and 78 megahertz. Watch this. Normal human body from the neck up, 72 to 78 megahertz. The human body from the neck down. Because we're talking about your organs. 60 to 68 megahertz. Okay? 60 to 68 megahertz. Here is the thyroid. The thyroid and parathyroid glands, 62 to 68. That's where we're supposed to be. Right? The thymus gland, 65 to 68 megahertz. Your heart. Okay? 67 to 70 megahertz. A person's lungs is supposed to be vibrating at 58 to 65 megahertz. Why am I giving y'all all of this? It's still important. It's important because they realize that if they were to intake the sun on a certain level and gain information from the sun and do things to raise their vibration, that it would give them longevity, health, life. This is what caused them to go into a state of worship or worshiping the sun because of the value that the sun brings. Period. Overall, the liver, 55 to 60 megahertz. Pancreas, 60 to 80 megahertz. Okay? So now, when the body drops below these frequencies, then we begin to get into the state of illness. We move into a diseased state. For example, if our frequency drops to 58 megahertz, then I don't say a person. If a person's frequency drops to 58 megahertz or lower for the most part, then they're more likely to catch a cold and catch the flu or get the flu. Okay? So this thing is serious. Let's see. I want to see something. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So now the researchers that actually found that stuff, right, from the article, they estimated that the resonance in the pyramid can be induced by radio waves with a length ranging from 200 to 600 meters. What is that? Because we don't even count in meters over here in America. That's more like a third of a mile away from each pyramid that was built. So that means about a good 10-minute walk from the home point or the starting point from the base of the pyramid. Somebody can walk out and have a 10-minute walk, and that frequency that they set on the top of the pyramid, from the gold cap being on the top of that pyramid, it emitted a frequency that would keep the people calm. We just saw how important the megahertz are to a person's brain, body, and organs. So they tapped into that knowledge, and they knew this thousands of years ago. Sun worship, y'all. Sun worship. Sun worship. It sounds like it's like, oh man, it might be a real reason to worship the sun because the sun is powerful. Okay. Now here's the thing. Do we find it strange that in certain things placed in certain communities that would purposely be placed there to lower the community's vibration? And we've seen it in movies, Boys in the Hood, and you know what I'm saying? My man Daddy, he out there, yeah, man, why we got liquor stores and everything all everywhere and selling cigarettes and all that stuff, man. He's breaking it. Somebody already tapped into the information. We've seen this already. So then it's like, oh, that's conspiracy theorist stuff. That's a conspiracy theorist stuff. But does it really sound like a conspiracy when you connect the science to this? The facts of how our bodies have been created? Then why do we have everybody talking about low vibrational food, a low vibrational plate, and what you eating now on the social media craze?
Right.
Why do we find it more prevalent where alcohol and cigarettes and low vibrational food is in certain areas than others. What I'm doing, y'all, by sharing this,
going gobbling it up,
eating it all the way up.
Because we did too. When I was pregnant, I probably had, because of Zeno, I probably had McDonald's almost every day.
Okay.
I'm just saying, low vibration. I'm so grateful that we got a high vibrational son. Because all that low vibrational food we was eating.
What?
Damn McDonald's.
Are you serious? So listen, somebody, listen. No, I'm saying, watch this. Somebody says something that's extremely key, right?
Look
here in the live.
Church on every corner.
Man, somebody, look here.
Listen here.
Does it sound like a conspiracy when you connect
that's Z,
the information and the science and the factual information to this? No, it's like, come on, dude. Like, we just got to really look at this for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And people feel like, well, what can I do about it? Make some decisions. Change your damn decisions.
Yourself. Make some decisions for yourself. That's how you change.
Sacrifice.
You change you. I don't know if y'all had caught the live where I did the interview with Janetta. Janetta is my childhood friend that we've been cool. She came to her first journey in Atlanta, and she was talking about how high she was vibrating afterwards, and how normally like she'd be cutting up in some road rage. And something had happened where McDonald's was Zeno's jam fish fillet. That's right. You already know. He'd be like, give me the double fillet of fish meal with the extra fillet made the same way, supersized with 2 apple pies for $1. That's what he would get.
Right.
That's what he would get.
Right.
And she said she was the same with Burger King when she was pregnant. See, we wasn't even for the right thing. But we ain't know. Now we know. But that's the past.
Man, that's all I'm saying.
You live and you learn, right? But Janetta was like, normally she would be vibrating low, pull up on the side of somebody ready to go rah, 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 rah. But because she was vibrating so high when something had happened, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it could have been a road rage situation. And she could tell that the girls in the car was ready on some rah-rah stuff. And so she'd be, I'm going to match that energy. It's just when people come at you a certain way, people be matching that energy, right? And so she pulled up and rolled the window down and was like, oh, how y'all doing or something? I know y'all going to something to the place. Y'all going to something important or something like that. Whatever she said, she made them laugh, made them smile. She changed the whole vibration and frequency. And I know they felt stupid because they was about to go ham. And she pulled up and they was like, oh, hey, yeah, how you doing? Thank you. Be safe. Right?
Wow.
She changed that vibration and frequency because she went to go change herself. Now, had she not done that,
that could have been a headline in the news.
Okay, because you never know.
That could have been a headline in the news.
Because you never know. Janetta said, girl, yes. Or in other situations, it would have gone down. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you, I done pulled up at my auntie house before, Janetta, and it was going down. Y'all was out there in them street fighting. You already know. So I already know, and you already know. It could have went down. I know. But when people go in and they change and they change their vibration and their frequency, then it's a beautiful thing because that's how they start to change the world around them. It started with you. Michael Jackson said, even though Saida Garrett wrote it, but he still sung it.
He had to say it because she wrote it.
He had to. Man in the mirror. For real. You got to start with the man or woman in the mirror.
So listen, I just want to give y'all, I don't want to just put something out there and it's like, we definitely don't want to do this. Just be like, look, y'all tearing y'all selves up. Y'all got low vibrational stuff. And then you like, well, what the hell do we do? Right? Like, what can we do to change this? Don't just leave us out there hanging, right? So what I want to do is I want to just show you, again, there's a chart. This is a food chart, right? Just to kind of inspire you guys to think a different way, to make different choices based off of the information. So food, fresh foods and herbs can be higher, right? If grown organically and eaten freshly picked. In other words, the hertz. Now, we're talking about hertz. You can raise your frequency. The foods and herbs can be a higher. You can add to your frequency by eating certain foods if they're grown organically or eaten freshly picked. So fresh foods and herbs, on average, on this scale, they're normally vibrating at a level of hertz of 20 to 27 hertz. When you think about it, it's like, oh man, that's not a lot. But if you begin to add more of this into your meal plans,
let your body drop 27 hertz.
Right.
And then say that ain't nothing.
Shit, you in some trouble.
Okay.
Now, dried foods and herbs, anywhere from 15 to 22 hertz. Okay. Seems like herbs, or the way that some of our brothers and sisters that are much more closer and closely connected to their roots will say herbs.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Dry foods and herbs, 15 to 22 hertz. Now watch this. Processed and canned foods.
Damn.
0 hertz. Nothing.
People be coming back from me after the ceremony sometimes and be like, I was feeling so good. I was doing so wonderful. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, I feel like my vibration dropped.
Yeah, that's because you went to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
How's your diet?
Yeah.
What's your diet looking like?
Oh, girl,
I'm trying to do better.
Mm-hmm.
What you mean trying to do better?
Mm-hmm.
Girl, I'm just eating chicken right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's all you eating is chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you still eating
blood and death
and expecting life from it.
Right. Now, here's something I want to move to something.
Hold on, but let me say this real quick.
Yes.
Don't think I'm judging, because I ain't judging. You can eat what the hell you want to eat.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Hold
on. Let me wait.
We vegan, but we ain't that funny acting.
So we can get up in the camera. I will just
say that. You cut it off? Oh, you good. Cut it off. Okay.
You can make decisions. You got free will. You can do what you want to do. We're not even saying that you're wrong for doing it or you right for doing it. Do what you will.
Listen to your body, though.
However, for someone who was faced with death based off of the things that I put in my mouth and in my body, once I changed everything up and my wife began to study, and she like, no, this don't resonate with your body. Oh yeah, these foods are more connected. They're living. These foods are living. So I'm gonna give you this. You got to eat this if you want to survive and live and be here. So I'm grateful.
Would you want to eat food? Look, now I'm about to give a depiction. Y'all might laugh. I don't care, but
what?
I'm gonna give a little depiction. Okay.
Okay.
Now, say for instance, you got a choice, right? You about to go in this place, and this place is gonna raise your vibration, right? Mm-hmm. But you get to choose, and you actually see the food for what it really is, right? Mm. Now, you go in one door, and you see the food that you see is living, and it's waving, and it's singing to the sun, because it's like, it's vibrating so high, and it's happy, and it's exciting, and it got blood in it, and it got everything that you need, right?
When you say blood, what kind of
blood of the plant? Chlorophyll.
We need to clarify.
The veins, the blood of the plant, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go through the other door, and you got all these animals in there, right? And you seeing how they vibrate, because this is what you about to eat, though. This is what you about to eat, because it's either going to raise your vibration or lower your vibration. And these animals that have been born from birth, all they saw was slaughter. All they saw was trauma, and they knew one day it was going to be their turn. Right?
Wow.
And so now, you know what I mean?
The stress.
The stress, the everything, the trauma, years and years
Fear.
and years, all of that, right?
Yeah.
Now that animal is gone, that animal is cooked, and that animal is prepared. Now it's time for you to eat, to raise your vibration. And you going there to raise your vibration, what you gonna choose? Honestly, what you gonna choose? I'm gonna choose the fruit and stuff that was dancing. That's just me.
Right.
That's just
Right.
me. What y'all? Well, what y'all gonna choose?
Right. So now here we did it. We
He
did.
said, "Come on now, paint the picture." Look,
Yeah.
I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? Like they be
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, the sunshine," but that song, "Let the sunshine in."
Let the sunshine.
Oh, let the
in.
sunshine in. That's what the fruit and the
That's
vegetables
the
is
age
singing.
of Aquarius. That's that
Oh, it
song,
is?
but it changes at the end. And
Oh, well, look,
yeah.
that's what the damn fruit was saying. It's the age of Aquarius. Ain't that something? I'm talking about that, and I brought that song up. That ain't no coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Ain't nothing a coincidence, y'all.
No, not at all. So again, that was just one example, not a real in-depth example, but it gives you.
It was good enough though, y'all.
Right, for you to have a clear example of what's going on.
That was a good example, y'all. Right, y'all.
Right.
Somebody said right. Hopefully, she was talking to me.
What?
Yes, let it in. Age of Aquarius. That's what Z said.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it is what it is. So now, here it is. Let's go to another source, right, to where you can utilize to be able to raise your vibration. Why am I saying this? Why are we sharing this with you? Right? Because it's important for you to clean your act up. It's important for you to be able to receive messages and downloads and information from the sun. The sun is located in where? In space. And so if we all throw your hands up and worship God, why are you doing that? Because obviously what we were taught is that God is way outside of us, way up in the middle of the air. He is in the stars, in the heavens. Well, the sun is located in the heavens too.
Facts.
Coincidence. All right. So now let's talk about it. Talking about Young Living essential oils. Oils, 78 hertz and below, work specifically.
Where'd that come from? Where'd them herbs come from? It come from them plants that were singing and dancing. Let the sunshine in.
The herbs?
The herbs too.
Yes.
Singing and dancing.
No, you said the herbs come from.
No, my bad. The essential oils.
Oh, okay.
It's coming from the same plants, right?
Okay, well let's get into it.
Okay.
Because here it is. It says that oils that are 78 hertz and below work specifically, right, with harmonizing and balancing the physical body. So this is some information outside of this information that's on the chart. They like, look some stuff up about essential oils. And if it's vibrating and resonating at 78 hertz or lower, it may match something that's going on with your body. Okay. So now, is it just really cool that in movies they put these Egyptian people when they were taking baths and they had rose petals in the bath? Right?
Yep.
Or they had these different herbs and stuff just pouring it into the water. Our people knew this already. So now here it is. Melissa or lemon balm. It's vibrating at 102 hertz. German chamomile, 105 hertz. Watch this. Myrrh, 105 hertz. Isn't that what they brought baby Jesus? Okay.
Lemon balm is in something, an ingredient. Gotta have, but go ahead.
Okay. Lavender. Y'all heard of that before. Lavender. Lavender is vibrating at 118 hertz.
I give people lavender all the time, don't
yes.
I? In ceremony.
A Ravensara. 134 hertz. This thing is going up.
So he said, yes, myrrh is wonderful.
Yes.
It is. It really is.
Helichrysum. 181 hertz is vibrating at. How about rose? Rose is vibrating at 320 hertz. So now,
it's a reason why people love roses. It's a reason why they say, oh, a dozen of roses will really make somebody's attitude, you know what I mean, really brighten their attitude. They bring them hertz.
Yes.
They're bringing the high vibration.
What they saying out there? We need to get some feedback. Find out what y'all talking about. Are y'all resonating with this? Is this even working? Because
I got a bushel of lavender on my dresser and a bunch of eucalyptus leaves. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. In what way to use it? In what way to use what? And what way to use what? The essential oils? Is that what you're saying? You can use essential oils in a lot of different ways. You can just put it in a burner and you can just burn it. You can get it in the incense. You can burn the incense. You can have it in your body oils and stuff like that, but you have to be careful on what kinds, how much the concentration, because essential oils are also extremely pungent and strong, right? So you don't want to put anything that has essential oils on your face because your face is extremely sensitive, right? So you have to be careful what you put on your face, because that your skin period is the largest organ on the body, and whatever you put on the skin, it will absorb into the skin. So what you say? Let me see. Janetta said, helichrysum. I spelled it wrong, but it's amazing for scars. Just among a few things. Cut it with coconut oil. See, you're saying cut it with right, using a carrier oil.
There you go. Right? Okay. So see, people are tapping into these different things, and they may not even be saying nothing. You know what? Because if they went to church and then they sat down with somebody that was extremely religious and said, "Hey, girl, I'm about to, put these rose petals in my bath water, girl. I'm gonna throw me some lavender up in here and such." So they be, "Girl, you trying to be bougie? What's all that about? You going overboard?"
Hell yeah, I'm going overboard. So I can raise my vibration.
Look here.
And Amanda said, "Wow, Rose had no idea.
Yes,
will change everything." Londa said, "I love roses."
All right, so now listen. Again, I'm bringing this up because. And what I'm saying is that there are those individuals that have also studied the ways of our ancestors to use it against us, y'all, in religion, in politics, in the health systems, in the financial systems, through our miseducation as a whole, to keep us from prospering and to keep us down. And how? Now more than ever, simply because of the age that we live in, that we're in right now, the age of what? Aquarius. We already talked about it. That we must be awakened to who we really are and to change our own personal circumstances, which in turn would then allow us to change the circumstances of the collective, right? As a whole, the world. This is how we make impact in the world.
But you got to go in yourself first.
This is what we've been called to.
You got to go in yourself first. If you're trying to hold on to shit, it ain't going to work out.
Not at all.
You're going to continue to vibrate low, because when you hold on to things and you hold things in, your vibration drops. Then he say dis-ease. It's multiple reasons our grandmothers cook with sage, even though they may have been removed from its true meaning. Our kitchens are our apothecary.
Yes, our apothecary. I love it. Yes.
Yes.
That is the truth.
That is so true. So true. And I used to have an attitude because I was the one. Why I got to be the one? Girl, come on here and help me with my garden. Why I got to be the one? You got all the grandkids up in here. All the grandkids up in here. And I'm the one that got to come out here and help you with the garden. I'm the one got to stick my hands in the dirt. I'm the one got to deal with these ugly worms and these bugs. Then I got to come out here and drop the seed in the dang on thing. Then I got to come back and cover it up. Like, I had an attitude, not knowing that I was getting prepared for who I am right now.
Wow.
Not even knowing.
Yeah,
not even knowing, but was complaining about it.
That's something else.
Why I gotta be the one to go outside and find out when the ribs is done, when you ain't even never taught me how to show about the ribs. You ain't teach me that. I gotta go out here. I gotta figure it out myself.
Yourself. Yes.
Oh damn! Now I'm a chef. Oh, okay. Now I know how to prepare food. Why I gotta be the one to wash the clothes and hang them up? I was Cinderella up in this piece. I ain't even fronting. I really was.
Wow, wait.
But looking back, when I was thinking I was a slave, really, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because I can do so many things.
Hell, I'm grateful too because I wouldn't be here.
Because he'll be eating popcorn every day.
My mindset.
Microwavable popcorn.
Yeah, talking about vibrating low. I was vibrating so low. I eat cereal and popcorn, microwavable popcorn for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Do you hear me? So listen.
Like to say, I was taught to how to garden at an early age too. I used to grow cucumbers. See, we wasn't taught that. Ain't no coincidence. It's not a coincidence.
Right.
If you ain't taught the garden, damn it, go buy it.
Right.
Go buy it until
So
you can.
so now this is why I'm bringing this up. There's one other thing that we really want you guys to
A nigga
understand.
said Zeno spoiled.
Yes. Yeah.
Would you say he's spoiled now?
Right.
Well, when it comes to food,
Really?
he still don't know. Do you know how to cook?
No.
Even a little bit.
No.
Even a teeny bit.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't walk around talking about I know how to cook. That's not.
Well, that's what.
thing.
Is that what we talking about?
You know, we all have things that we're
popcorn
really good
and
at.
frosted flakes.
Yes.
Dang. You know, because you his cousin. Yes, with y'all popcorn and frosted flakes. And Saniqua said, yes, I guess that means he's still spoiled.
Right. Yes, sis, yes. Okay. So let's get back to this this snake.
Spoiled. That's what she said.
Yes.
That's why I did that that meme where the computer said the thing next to you is a spoiled.
Oh my god!
Remember that? And it said boom, and I turned on you.
Yes.
That's what it meant.
Oh my gosh! Well, listen, y'all. I want to get back to this because this is really important. Let's seriously. Oh well, even before I get into the snake, here's something. Here's the last piece of information to really hopefully bless you guys as it relates to the sun, frequencies, and it applying to you. Right, and how you should be resonating, how you should be vibrating, why it's important, and why people actually worshipped the sun. How this now morphed into, oh man, we're giving reverence and serious worship to the sun because of all of these different qualities. Okay, here it is. Studies show that negative thoughts lower our frequency on an average of 12 hertz, y'all. This information comes from the phys.org spot. Okay, so these are people that attend MIT, they're scientists, all of these different people. That is the community. Okay,
it's what they study, y'all.
Right. So now, if studies show that negative thoughts lower our frequency on an average of 12 hertz, that's an average, then positive thoughts raise our hertz on an average of 10 hertz. And watch this now. Watch this. Prayer and meditation raises our frequency on an average of 15 hertz.
Y'all see this?
I'm going to repeat it. Prayer and meditation.
Can you start over?
Okay.
Studies
show that negative thoughts lower our frequency on average 12 hertz. That's significant. Positive thoughts raise our hertz on average to 10 hertz. At least on average. Now, prayer and meditation raises our frequency on an average of 15 hertz.
Y'all snapshotting that with
please, because guess what? Here's the thing. We have, and I gotta speak to this, and I'm gonna take it off the screen so I can speak to it. I'm gonna sit up too so I can speak to it.
Yes.
It's a whole lot of religious folks that say meditate. Why are you meditating? They got a problem with meditation. Meditation is demonic. Is it? Scientifically, it's there to help raise your vibration by how many hertz? 15. So you going in with positive thoughts, that's raising it to at least 10 hertz. If you just on some, you jolly and you happy and you good, I'm thinking positive. I ain't letting nothing get me down. Right? These are things that we can do. It don't cost you no money to have good thoughts. To go into prayer and meditate, to go into yourself. How is that demonic? I don't get it. Right? And so people will beat us down with the Bible and say, well, the Bible don't say that. The Bible don't say meditate. Go in some of our earlier lives. Isaiah went out into the field during eventide to meditate. Look that up in the Bible. Isaiah went out into the field to meditate during eventide and was distracted by people on horses or camels or something.
Jesus meditated too.
Yes. So it can be demonic on one end, and now we're seeing the positive benefits and properties of meditation and prayer, and still yet it's demonic. Come on, y'all. Like we got to get out of that mindset. We definitely have to. It's just stuff we got to drop. Period. Right. And so this is why other cultures be looking at us when you say you a Christian or what you Baptist or whatever denomination. They like, oh, my wife and I have seen it. It's like, oh, okay, you that okay.
Janetta said meditation is what started me on my journey. Going inside yourself. Like really, it really is shutting the hell up.
Wow.
That's what it is. It's just shutting the hell up. You think Jesus just went off for 40 days and 40 nights and just talked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Who the hell on here talking about some get on the dating site?
Yeah, block them.
So where the hell they at? Let me see. Somebody on here talking about some get on the dating site in the comments. I got your dating
trying
site.
To raise their vibration, huh?
You better date your damn mind. They trying to raise your damn vibration.
They trying to raise their vibration a whole other way.
Where's that at? Where it go?
Maybe I shouldn't have put the serpent up there holding the serpentine egg. It got somebody.
They put it on from someplace. It's from one of our hookups.
Wow.
I'm gonna find you. And I'm gonna block you.
Right.
Come back. I'm gonna get you.
Man.
Yeah. Damn dating site.
Right. So now, here it is though. We're gonna go back to it. I just had to hit that as a sidebar real quick for you guys to understand what's going on, right? So now let's get back to the serpentine, the snake and the serpentine egg. So here it is. This is the snake holding the serpentine egg right here. I'm not going to stay here long. Okay. Now, serpentine eggs. It says supercharged serpentine crystal egg and stand. Okay. These serpentine eggs are significant because spiritually it represents the providing of, watch this now, the clearing of thought to better facilitate meditation. Serpentine is said to clear clouded areas of the chakras and to stimulate the crown chakra, promoting spiritual understanding and psychic abilities. Now you can go there.
Okay, now do y'all remember all of those crowns and the serpent coming out of the crown? Right? Same thing, right?
Most definitely, right. Where you got the snake coming out of the forehead, or like it almost like it's just purposefully dropped almost evenly with the third eye, the pineal gland, right? The pineal gland.
Some was there, some was above,
right?
But still crown chakra or third eye chakra.
Okay, so now here it is. That's blowing what we've been taught as Christians out of the water. It also, here's the serpentine egg. Let's go back to it. So y'all can focus on it, okay, and get an understanding. The serpentine egg also assists the conscious direction of healing energy towards problem areas in the body. It corrects mental and emotional imbalances, helping you to feel more, watch this, more in control of your life. This is what our ancestors knew. They knew it. They knew how to harness this energy. And so now you have someone that is in power, that has the understanding of this, and they telling their people, look, tap into this. All right. Tap into the serpentine egg, the serpentine. Okay. Represents wisdom and going into meditation. Serpentine is actually, I'm gonna come out of there. It's actually a group of magnesium silicate minerals. It treats diabetes and hypoglycemia. It eliminates parasites within the body and aids in the absorption of calcium and magnesium. These are things that we need in our bodies to be able to
absorb it. Not no damn milk. Damn
milk does nobody good.
Y'all stop drinking that milk.
Okay.
I'm just giving y'all a little warning. Remember I told y'all, first of all, y'all know y'all still got free will, right? I'm just here to give you some education. I was just talking to my friend about this the other day. It's to talk about milk. Milk actually leaches calcium from the bones.
Mm.
It ain't no damn milk does a body good.
Mm.
Milk does a body bad.
Yeah. Wow.
And I said, what if you walk in to your friend's house and your friend is grown and your friend is in their 50s and their mama there and the mama is in their 70s, and you walk in on your friend and your friend is sucking the milk out their mama breast. You're going to be like, what the hell I just walk into? Don't you think it's time to get up off that breast?
Somebody said I drink almond milk. I don't know who said that.
Okay, well, it's probably Saniqua.
Yes.
Probably was it Saniqua? Let me see. No, Yolanda said that.
Mm-hmm.
Saniqua need to drink almond milk, probably.
Look at you. Right. So,
but hey, babe.
What, by saying so? Now you didn't got screwed up? No.
You be trying to mess up my mind frame. I was about to go real good.
Come on. I was about to go real good.
I was about to go all the way.
That right there. Sure.
Okay, I remember.
Okay,
I
good.
remember.
Okay,
I
good.
remember.
Okay, good.
Okay, right? Now, the cow is only meant to drink the milk from the mother only while they're growing, because it has the growth hormone in it.
Saniqua said, look, I bought some. Stop it.
You bought some? Okay, good. Good. Mm-hmm. You know, it has the growth hormones in it. Yeah, it got growth hormones in it for the baby cows to grow up. But you got grown folk up in here like, I got to have me a glass of milk. I got to cook with this pus and blood, because that's what it is.
Wow.
It's coming from it's the same thing, the colostrum and all the stuff that's coming out from the mother's breast. It's blood in that. Yeah. Yeah. It's blood in that. And then people wonder why girls are coming on their menstruation fast. Wow. And soon. Or getting fibroids or breasts getting big, or you know what I mean? Boys voice getting deep fast, and they growing
got
hair and
beards
and skin all jacked up.
Yeah,
your skin all jacked up because you got all that stuff in your body.
And your body's trying to get rid of this stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So Janetta said, I never liked milk. It always made me gag. Me too. Never drank it. Never in my life. Never liked milk. Never drank it. Never ate cheese in my life. Never drank it. And people in my crib had asthma, stayed like constipated and all that, and I didn't. But I didn't realize that till I got older. You know what I'm saying? So Nico said that is really something. It's the truth, though. It's the truth. Like, come on now. If you want milk that bad, just go ahead and get you some milk made from nuts. Right. It's better for you.
Right. So now here it is. Now let's just go again. Let's go back to it. I told you I was going to be sidebarring, but coming back to the original thought, right? Which is now all of these images of the sun god Ra were considered to be extremely powerful, right? Powerful animals and an insect, because we got the scarab, right? The beetle in Kemet, right? Ancient Egypt. And in iconography, people that don't know what iconography is, that is the images and symbolic representations that are traditionally associated with a person or subject. Again, these are images, right, and symbolic representations that are traditionally associated with a person or a subject. That's what iconography is. So in iconography, a lot of times the sun god Ra was painted, right, as these different animals, and would have a staff in his or her hand, have an ankh in his or her hand, the crooked flail in his or her hand, have wings like a falcon, have this hat on with the serpent coming out of it. So here's an image, right? When you see it, okay, man, this represents the sun god Ra as a falcon with those wings. The serpent is coming out of the crown of the head. The crown has a staff. Okay. And now here's the tripped out part about this, because it's like, well, what do all that mean? They over there talking about Egyptology, and they over there talking about nobody would be into that demonic stuff. I didn't study that before. That's demonic. Okay. Well, then here's my question to you. America acknowledges the knowledge and wisdom of the ancient African leaders. Here's some evidence. Okay, let's take a look. What is that? That's George Washington. There's a mural of George Washington, the first president of the United States, in the Washington Monument in DC, the District of Columbia. And over the head of George Washington, if you're not paying attention, since I just brought it to your attention, there's two serpents with those wings. And it looks like a serpentine egg is in the middle. This is what I'm saying. Why is it that I really need people to hit the light switch on this? If it was not important, then why would governments lean towards? Governments are set up to rule people and nations.
Yes, y'all better listen.
So why is it that America would establish and take these images and this information and connect themselves with it if it didn't have any value? There's a city in Washington, D.C., or in D.C., right? Called Potomac. And Potomac is one of the wealthiest cities in Washington.
Yes.
And probably the top 10 cities of the country. Don't quote me on it. Let's just say estimated. It's very high on the ladder of financially well-off cities, Potomac. And how about the city of Potomac is a replica of cities, or a city in ancient Kemet.
Egypt,
Africa. The first civilization. In a live before, I said, oh my gosh, I'm giving y'all a photo of the Washington Monument, the internal part of it, but I spoke of it some lives ago where it's placed on a actual meridian or lay point in the earth that has an energy signal, frequency, vibration, resonance signal. And so now it has all of this stuff in it. This is just one thing. George Washington, the first president that has a serpentine egg with the Egyptian or ancient Cometian wings of who? A serpentine egg with serpents coming out of it. The sun god Ra? What the hell is that doing in there? If it doesn't matter.
Right.
We have to now start looking at things and looking at it deeper for what the real true meaning is, so that we can tap into our power, right? Because if not, then guess what happens? We just walking around here living something called what is it that the Buddhists call it? The Buddhists call it samsara. Samsara, y'all. Samsara is, and I'm gonna get into that too. I ain't gonna give it away. Samsara. Something repetitive that doesn't feel good.
Okay. Over and over damn again.
Okay. So now, who wants to do that? Live a mundane life, come back and be reborn over and over and over again,
and do the same thing over and over and over and over again?
No.
You gotta get sick and tired of being sick and tired, y'all, of being sick and tired.
Samsara. Okay. So now, Amun, Amun, was a god of the air in those days. And Amun's role evolved over the centuries. During the Middle Kingdom, this is what they call the Middle Kingdom. I want y'all to pay attention to these terms that they called it, the Middle Kingdom. The Middle Kingdom of Kemet slash ancient Egypt. It's also known as the period of reunification. This is the period in history of Kemet slash ancient Egypt, right? Following a major political division known as the First Intermediate Period. It just means that the continents or the states within that continent, right? The states or countries within that continent of Africa were divided. And Ra, during that time, which is the first intermediate period, or the period of reunification, or the Middle Kingdom, right? Ra became the king of the deities. Ra. And now, in the New Kingdom, ding, 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 New Kingdom, often called the Empire Age, begin with the 18th dynasty. We're talking about a lineage of African rulers. Like Asians were the only ones that had a dynasty. No. We stepped in and created dynasties before anyone else. And it began with the 18th dynasty. And guess what? Amun, god of the air, right? And Ra, they became famous. Fascinating rulers. Do you want to know who they were? I already put this pic up of this person. Her, Hatshepsut, her, and a pharaoh named Amenhotep III. Amenhotep III. So they came together, right? And they ruled. Another famous set of pharaohs, see if y'all ever heard of this name, Akhenaten. 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 And his wife, Nefertiti. They actually set up a short-lived religion, y'all, back in the day where they call their people to worship, watch this, a single god called Aten. Aton. Aten. Also spelled Aten. Aten. This is way back in the days of Kemet, way before it was called Egypt. A sun god. This is what they called it, Aten. And some people have taken the term Aten and called it Atom, Atom. Okay? And they're like, oh, that's where it says in the Bible, in the Genesis story, where Adam, Adam was created.
Can y'all see where this is going?
Well, then, if we go back, right? If we go back further than the Bible and the story of Adam and God, how God created Adam, because it says that he created Adam from the dust, anyway, from the earth. Then that means that if we go back, the sun was the thing that people actually worshiped and gave reverence to and venerated and praised. Because the sun was the source of all life. So that means that if they called it Aton, or then it evolved into Atom, 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 like the atoms that we have inside of us.
You know, I said the atoms, the building blocks.
Yes. Okay. And then it evolved into Adam, Adam. It still means that the sun had to give it life, because the sun is the thing that feeds the seeds in the darkness from where things grow, if that's where Adam came from. So it still all points back to the sun, S-U-N. So now they just said, here it is, Nefertiti and her husband, Akhenaten said, we're going to make everybody, instead of everybody worshiping all these guys, and because animism is there. Animism is there. And so they like, no, we in power now, and we're gonna have everybody worship one God. We're gonna call it Aton, Aton, or spelled Aten. And it's depicted as the solar disk, right? A lot of times emanating rays in the people of hands, of human hands holding it.
Mm-hmm.
Their state call to the nation was extremely brief, though. That's a whole nother story within itself, right? Where they ruled, it was a short rule, but they were the first to create this monotheistic form of worship and worshiping one God. It was the solar disk, the sun, Aton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that gradually became associated with solar deities. And so now here it is, right? Ra, or Amen Ra, then became nationally worshipped as God. He eventually merged with Ra, the ancient sun god, and they became one. And so now you got two deities that have merged. Some people call it Ra Harakti, right? Who they get the term Horus from. Horakti, Horakhty, as in Horus. But the original version of Horus, because that's the Greek version. Horus, that's the Greek version. We got to go to Haru.
Mm-hmm.
Haru. And so they would call it then Ra Akti, right? Or Harukti. Harukti. Which meant two horizons. Now, in the new kingdom, because remember, we're talking about a time frame, a new kingdom when the god Amen, right? We already broke that down. The god Amen, who is Amen? Amen Ra, a god known right from the Cometian or Egyptian time frame, held to such titles as the supreme god. Why? Because Nefertiti and her husband came together and said, we are going to make people worship one God. So they said, this is the supreme God. And that's where this picture of the ram became known for, expressing fertility and war. They felt as though it was the two most powerful forces in life. They believed that it both could create and end human beings at the same time. Now, originally, Amen Ra was known as Ra. I keep saying the word Ra, 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 R-A, right? Ra. Okay. But peep this. Ra actually, in one sense, stands for the term right ascension. Ra. Right ascension. I want y'all to keep that in mind, because astronomically, see, here's another thing with religion. Religion puts people in a box. It holds them in a holding pen. You are not allowed to look at things from a different perspective. You can only look at it from the one facet or the one piece of information that they give you. And they say, this is the do all, the end all, and be all of all information. But like we spoke of earlier, we live on a planet, but gravity holds us here on the planet. If we didn't have gravity, we'd be floating out in space, because we're on a planet that is floating in the middle of space.
Yes.
Okay.
The planet ain't on the ground.
The planet isn't,
even though we got a ground.
Right. You understand what I'm saying? So no, that's not the business. Right? So astronomically, what does Ra mean, or right ascension mean? It is the equatorial. I'm gonna give you the terminology that people that fly in space use, and then I'm gonna break it down for you. Okay. So now let's get to it. It is the equatorial coordinate specifying the angle measured eastward along the celestial equator from the vernal equinox to the intersection of the hour circle that passes through an object in the sky, usually expressed in hours, minutes, and seconds. That sounds like it has something to do with time. Used with what's called declination or declination, or DEC for short, DEC. And DEC is the celestial sphere's equivalent to or of latitude. So now, why was it? Because people ask, well, all they was doing, they was just looking up in the sky and they was just look. Well, what they were doing they were looking now into the universe, into the sky, and they were able to measure certain degrees and go, this is the equivalent to latitude. You're talking about travel now, navigation, right? So if you had, for instance, the deck and it stayed on the positive side or the negative side, right? The positive would refer to the North Pole, pointing towards the North Pole, and the negative deck would then be in respect of the South Pole. Let me give you an image so you'll really be able to understand it. So declination. This is the celestial sphere's equivalent of latitude. You see planet Earth is there. The poles that come or emanate from the Earth. It's tilted on its axis.
Mm-hmm. That's what Earth is.
So now the North Pole is at the top, the celestial pole, North celestial pole. That means that it is now going into a positive declination. And the southern celestial pole is going in a negative declination. This equates to latitude. So this is how people can actually travel and navigate. So let's go back. It says the equatorial coordinate. Y'all see that? The celestial equator. That's the orange band around the Earth. Mm-hmm. The equatorial coordinate specifying the angle measured eastward. Well, which side is east on? East side is towards the ecliptic side. So
east side is when you want, past downtown. Detroit.
What the hell?
That's the east side, y'all.
Oh my God. So now you got it's going measure eastward.
And the west side is when you're going towards the Southfield Freeway, and then north is when you're going towards Northland.
Everybody.
And then south is when you're going.
Wait,
towards
let me put you
Fairline.
up on something. Let me put you up on something. Let me put you up on something.
That's how I learned.
That's what I was gonna say. That's how she learned her directions to be able to navigate.
Detroit,
she took but peep it though. Look, you go back to the old school way. I'm looking at landmarks and I say, oh, so this means it's eastward. This means it's, westward. Yeah. Going in this direction. If I go in this direction, I just keep going this direction. I'm going the southern way.
Have y'all ever thought like that? Northland, Fairlane? Downtown.
Oh, let me put you up on something else, man. Let me put you up on something else.
What?
Everybody on this live ain't from Detroit.
I know, but I'm saying for the people that is.
Oh, you just specifically talking to them?
Yeah, I don't know where.
Wow. Okay.
I'm still figuring. No, Burbank is Burbank is going east, ain't it?
Ma'am, we ain't finna talk about.
I'm trying to figure out.
We all the way in here in California.
I'm still figuring that one out. I'm still figuring that one out.
Look, no disrespect to let me look in the cat. No disrespect to everybody that's still there in the cold state.
East is going towards the Ren Sand. Okay.
Period, right. Okay. So now we kind of have hopefully we have an understanding of, again, sun worship, the rotation of this and the importance of it, right? Amen and then Ra coming together to create Amen Ra. Remember, the word Amen was What?
Lori said, "That's how I know to travel around Detroit." Okay,
Wow.
and then when you not sure, that's when you got to
Wow.
pull out the Navi.
Yeah, you like, so you hold on to these landmarks and you like, well, that's going eastward, or you know what I'm saying? So you know you
You be
won't
like,
get
I'm going
lost.
towards Northland, so that means that's like 6 miles, 7 miles,
See,
8 miles, 9
yeah,
miles,
yeah,
10 miles. That's
it,
going towards
wow,
Northland,
wait,
right?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So now listen to this. Remember, now I told y'all to hold on to this term, right ascension, right? I just gave it to y'all astronomically as it relates to, right, the sun. Remember, the Cometians built cities based off of looking in the stars and then finding ley lines or meridian points where there were more energy located geographically in some areas than others. So they knew how and where to build certain buildings to allow certain things to take place. This all correlates to each other. Okay. So then it's like, okay, right ascension, astronomically, this is what we're talking about. But now let's talk spiritually, because we've been talking about the depiction of these 8 primordial, right, versions of these deities and gods that emanate from the sun. And so the guy Ra came in all of these animal and then one insect form or depiction for them to relate to. Okay. And now we getting ready to go into even a deeper spiritual sense, that the right ascension or Ra is also known for the process of spiritual growth and soul lessons that are required to do this. Watch this. Raise your vibration, because once you tap into the right hemisphere of your brain, this is very important. The right hemisphere of your brain, or Jesus Christ saying, I sitteth at the right hand side of the Father.
Yeah.
Then it's now all coming together and making sense. Why? Because you're supposed to ascend, and in the new kingdom that Jesus represented, the new kingdom, which correlates to what? The new kingdom that the Cometians were talking about, or symbolic of the new kingdom, the empire age, which began with the 18th dynasty, right? With Hatshepsut and her husband, Amenhotep III.
All of them.
A new kingdom. So now he's bringing in a new kingdom, saying that the kingdom is at hand. Go within. The kingdom is within you. And he said he's sitting at the what? The right hand side of the Father, the right hemisphere of the brain, to create right ascension. So now right ascension is spiritual growth. It's going to help you through the process of spiritual growth and spiritual lessons that's going to require to raise your vibration. It's going to raise your consciousness or mindfulness. It's going to raise the levels of unconditional love and compassion and willingness, right? And the ability to serve others. This is where all of this sits at, in the right hand side. That's where all the power is. The power is on the right hand side. The ascension process involves healing wounds of both, watch this life and past lives. Remember, I threw out a term. What was it called? Sahara or samsara, something like that. Samsara or samsara, right? Okay. So a part of right ascension is the ascension process that involves healing wounds of both this life and past lives. And the more wounded a person is, then the more, watch this, the characteristics, distorted their perspective is, the more reactive or easily triggered they are, the more they blame others, right, or outside of themselves, outside circumstances for their problems, the more selfish they may appear, as they can wind up in survival mode. Always, I'm hustling, I'm running around here, I got to get it, I can't, I'm got to hurry up, I can't do this, I can't do that, I ain't got no money, I ain't got this, you in survival mode.
That's what they saying,
right? Or they're lashing out to simply protect themselves. They're in defense mode all the time. The more healed a person is in this process of right ascension is that now people are, here it is, when they're more healed, they're more likely or they're more closely aligned with the truth. They have a more pure and often higher vibration. They are more capable of unconditional love and compassion towards others. They can respond carefully to situations rather than reacting. They are in a divine power. That means that they are connected to spirit, to source, to the all, causing them to easily step out of what? The victim mode, coming out of survival mode. Now they're thriving and prospering. They're attracting things to them. They're not chasing and running it down. They're speaking because they are in prayer, they're in meditation, they are mindful about the things that they eat, the environment that they're in. All of these things that they intake through their eye gates, their ear gates, what they speak out of their mouths, their spirits and their hearts, because they understand that, listen, we're vibrating. And everything that is attached to us and connected to us has a signature, a frequency, a level of resonance. So this is the other reason, or another reason why Ra, the sun god, was recognized as such. It was said that, here it is, watch this. He not only created himself. I want y'all to understand that. We hear people that have these debates about God, right? Is God really God, or did somebody create God? How did all of this, how did God become God? And for most people, that's too deep to even get into. They like, man, I ain't even trying to blow my brains left with that, right? I got too much stuff on my plate to be trying to think about who created God and if God was just self. But understand, if we revere, let me put it like this. For those of you that have received a college education, then what's going to happen, especially here in America? They're going to place in front of you Greek philosophers, and they're going to say that this is a standard in which you should think, or these are the thought processes that they went through that most people follow or fall in. And somehow, some way or another, somewhere along the line, they begin to detach themselves from the source. I went to college. I didn't graduate, but I got a 3.8 up until the point that I walked away. No disrespect to anybody that went to college and has, like,
right,
a doctorate and, what I'm saying, the PhD and the ABC and the XYZ. It's cool. Actually, I admire it.
The XYZ.
Yeah. I know you do.
Yeah. Don't you?
Yes, I'm grateful for the XYZ.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. If we go back, Ra, they say, the people that gave reverence to Ra created himself. But then he also was the creator of the entire universe. Now, if that's so, then there are some creatures on the earth that also have the ability to do the same thing. I'm more than sure that the creator wouldn't be the only person to be able to live without any substance. They don't need to eat food to survive, because God don't need food to survive, right? There's at least 3 that we know of, right? Commonly 3 that we know of that use what's called actually photosynthesis, which means that photosynthesis is about light. God is
light.
So if God is light, photosynthesis is about recreating itself. And as well, it lives solely off of the sun, because the sun is the greatest light that emanates over this planet. So now plants, algae, and different species of bacteria can make their own substance through the process of photosynthesis. They harness, what is photosynthesis? They harness sunlight to drive the chemical reactions in their bodies to produce, watch this, sugars to energize themselves. Wow. We still on sun worship, y'all. I'm trying to give you a better understanding of why people would even do it. Because it's connected to all life. The sun is all powerful. Okay. And they revered it as such. And so now the first, I said there are three. It's really four that we know of. Three though. Here's three that I'm going to mention for sure. The green sea slug. The green sea slug. That thing right there. Yeah, the green sea slug. It's an extraordinary, beautiful slug living in the waters of the east coast of the United States and Canada.
Like a leaf.
Yes, its distinctive feature is green colored leaf-shaped body. The slug eats, watch this, algae. But it's not its only source of energy. Photosynthesis enables them to live without what? Eating. They can spend their days laying out in the sun, just like the plants and green algae, get their energy through photosynthesis, right? Symbiosis, right? That enables algae chloroplasts to work for slugs, right? To be able to live and survive. That is one form of life that we know of that can self-generate and doesn't need any source or doesn't need any food-like substance to survive, only off of the sun. Okay. So now here's a second one. Here's the second species. The pea aphid. The pea aphid. Look at that. The pea aphid. This is an insect living worldwide that feeds on plants like legumes.
Now, it feed on plants. Now, how many of y'all been and saw that dang on thing and be running because you think it's about to attack you? I know I would.
Right.
And it ain't even thinking about us.
At all. It has a mission. Understand that it has a mission in life. In its existence. It exists for a reason. So even though they look like other insects, unpleasant or even terrifying to some people, they truly are amazing. Pea aphids are capable of producing carotenoids, okay? Pigments found in chloroplasts, I use that, which is photosynthetic organelles. And chromoplasts is what gives them their kind of orange, reddish color, greenish color, helping, watch this ingredient, chlorophyll. Because it's hanging, it's crawling up a what? A plant right now. And chlorophyll is found in plants, along with photosynthesis. That whole situation, if they don't get enough of chlorophyll and enough light, then their color will then simply turn, watch this, their color will turn white. Does that sound familiar? It also seems as though the carotenoids serve not only as a beauty compound to give them their skin tone, their color and everything, but they can also be used to convert sunlight into energy. Talking about photosynthesis, the sun god Ra. Okay, here's the third. I want to give you the third. Here's the third species. The spotted salamander. Now, just like the sea slug, it lives in symbiotic relationship with algae. They were found in embryos of the animal. The salamander's embryos are found in clear-colored eggs laid by the females on the underwater plants close to the surface so that the light can what? Reach them and shine on the eggs.
Kind of like a snake mixed with
With
an
a-
alligator mixed
Yes.
with a lizard
Mm-hmm.
and a damn scorpion and crab almost.
Yes. It seems like this green algae substance is going to help the embryos get everything that they need for energy and for growth and for development from the sun. So, while at the same time it's providing an extra source of energy, this in turn increases their chances of survival. And spotted salamanders are the highest developed animal species and the only ones among all vertebrae that can directly benefit from photosynthesis. Usually, the immune system of highly developed organisms will prevent such symbiotic behavior. But here's a fourth one. You probably heard of a trend called breatherism.
Breatherism?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what a breatharian is?
A breatharian. Mm-hmm. Guess who are breatharians? Human beings can choose to be.
Oh, she said, well, he's a cutie little salamander.
Uh-huh.
What made him cute? Them little eyes?
Breatharians.
For a minute, I thought them yellow things were his eyes, and I was like, oh, them not his eyes.
Yes. So now, here it is. They have a.
We gonna do like a part 2 to this.
Oh, most definitely, because I'm just scratching the surface.
Yeah, and then we got to get to the lunar.
Yes, the lunar side. Yes.
Yeah, we got to get to that side too, y'all.
So now here it is. Whether we believe it or not, humans can sustain themselves without food and water for the most part. Very limited amounts of it. Surviving only on light and air. Okay. So now, if you go on YouTube and you type in the word breatharian, right? Breatharian. Let me go ahead and hook it up.
What you about to type it in there?
Mm-hmm.
You got it, or you want me to type it?
Oh my gosh, you.
Never mind.
Never
mind.
Yes.
And then we need to
breatharian.
But I'm saying, like, we need to cut this short too, because if we don't, then I'm gonna be like nodding on the screen.
Oh, you going to sleep?
I'm
wow.
I'm
okay.
up in this piece.
You like, fighting? You over here?
With
you rope a dope. You on a rope a dope. Okay. So let me just give you then a quick preview of some of the stuff that I will hit then on. It'll be part 3. Okay. We're gonna talk about again the sun god Ra. Right, the sun god, sun worship, and how pentacles play a big part in that. Pentacles and pentagrams, right? Pentacles and pentagrams. This is what I'm gonna give you, just so you'll be able to know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, he didn't give y'all homework last time, did he?
No,
that was the first time.
Here's a pentacle. Okay, that's a pentacle. It is a star, right, where the top of the star is directly pointing straight up, right, northward. And it is inside of a circle. People get afraid of these symbols because they've been miseducated. They don't know. They have no idea. So they like, oh my God.
I used to. As soon as I see it, I'll be like, damn, that's witchcraft. That's on that movie. That's on Charm.
Right.
They be using that damn circle with the star in the middle.
Exactly. So we talking about, here it is. This is a resource or a tool. Have to understand, people can use it for good, people can use it for evil. This is something that represents something good. As a matter of fact, I'll just tap in here. This is a pentacle. And this represents, watch this, the 5 wounds of Jesus. The 5 wounds that Jesus had to endure. The crown of thorns on his head, right? Do you see where let me see, let me pull this up just a little bit for me to be able to see. The line that goes across his side, 2, 3, 4, where you see 3 and 4, didn't they stab Jesus in his side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's inside of the pentacle. You see the star inside of it, right? Can you see the image of the star?
Mm-hmm.
5 wounds of Jesus in the palm of his hands and in his feet. Okay, so there you have it: head, hands, side, feet.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Knees and toes.
Wow.
Ain't that
Yeah,
that
you're
song?
really tired. So
That's that song, right?
that's one thing that we're gonna really break down and really get into.
I'm
Okay.
sleepy.
Oh, one other thing, the reverse of it. So if you got some children around or you're really afraid, I'm gonna say now, just put your hand over their eyes, or if you're afraid, turn your head or whatever.
Jeanette
Okay.
said you were going in deep tonight, bro, and Yolanda said look
Yes.
like the Chrysler logo as well.
Mm-hmm.
For real, for real.
Yes.
And then Janetta said, you tired, friend. Yes, girl, I'm tired. We just got back from Joshua Tree. I'm tired. I thought I was well rested.
Right. So let me get, I know. So let me give you an example of what a pinnacle, just real quick, because we're going to go, I'm not going to teach on this.
But you're going to have to, if you show this,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have to teach something on it, because you just can't be leaving people with this image without telling them what it is. You can't do y'all like that.
I mean, you said hurry up and cut it short, so I'm like, okay.
Now you don't be cutting it short on this one.
No. I won't leave it off on that.
I'm gonna need them to understand what it is.
Yeah, I won't leave it off on that.
They'll be like, damn, he done just
left it on
that.
Yeah. Okay. So I will. You know what? Never mind. I won't even mention it. I won't even bring it up. But I think y'all kind of know where we're going if we talk about pinnacles and pointed star and everything, right? And intention.
A man talking about something. It'll make us research. So she said.
Who said that?
Amanda. It'll make us research.
All right. So understand, like when people are moving in a different frequency with intention,
go ahead.
And they choose to now do the opposite of, right? If you're a light bearer and you
go ahead and play that show the thing.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So if you're a light bearer and you're moving in a particular vein, right, morally, then you're moving towards the spectrum of light, right? If you're moving towards the spectrum of darkness, then you'll probably see this logo, right, as a pinnacle. And so this is the star flipped upside down. So where the top of the star was pointing northern, the northern right pole, they have the top of the star now inverted. So it's now pointing southern, or the south way. And that's supposed to represent the star. It's supposed to look like a goat, because goat represents sin, right? Biblically, where they would cast sin out of their community and villages and tribes by placing the sin on the forehead of the goat, and then kicking it out of the community.
Yeah, scapegoat.
Right. Okay. But the names here, look, the name Samuel, basically,
he's showing it,
or Lilith. That's a whole nother lesson within itself. Okay. So, but if you're moving on the side of light, then this pinnacle would be this. And now here it is. What does it represent for real? I'll go back to the original one, just real brief, because it's seriously detailed. You have all of the elements, right? Fire, the right hand, the bottom right leg of the 5-pointed star. Water, right? Okay. Then you have earth and air. Now, the completion of that is spirit, or what they call back in the day ether. spirit, the heavens. And that circle represented, right, eternity or infinity or right, everlasting, because God encompasses,
never ending,
right, the earth, fire, water, air, everything. And so this symbol was used as protection against anything evil or dark. That's all I'm going to say that. But there's a lot of information for and towards it, and we can get into it. Yes, they are. Somebody asked a question.
Yolanda.
And you okay, so you're gonna read that question. What's the question?
She said, "Are those Hebrew symbols?" And that's on the other star that you had posted
Yes.
up there.
Yes.
Would you show it again so that people can see, just in case the people didn't see?
I'm not gonna leave it on that though, because I don't want to leave it on that note and people be like, "They ain't worshiping the devil." You know how people be walking, they come in on this stuff. We're teaching about sun worship, how it evolved, how things get flipped, the symbolism, how it all leaks into religion, leaks into politics, leaks into finance, it leaks into everything. Right? Okay. So they just totally did the opposite. This is a pentagram. It is without the circle. Right? So there is not an ever encompassing presence, but it still has power because you're talking about fire, water, right? Earth and air, and then spirit still represents that. Okay. So we're gonna get all off into that. We're gonna
worship.
We're gonna talk about how people worship bulls. There was another depiction.
You want to take it off?
An embodiment, embodiment of the sun god Ra. And so if they chose a bull that was worthy enough, that they felt had the characteristics of the sun god Ra, then they would set that bull up something nice, right? And so we're talking about different things that come down from the origin of this all the way back, right, to the beginning. They have the celestial cow. We're talking about the eye of Ra. What is that all about?
How can you know where you're going if you don't know where you've been?
Man, the eye of Horus. People heard about the evil eye, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the eye is evil. So they have to know that. Why do people wear this evil eye and what it really represents? The eye of Horus, or the eye of Haru, really, because that's the original name, right? So we're going to get into all of this as it relates to the Bible. We're going to remember, I said we're going to get into the Helios Biblios. That's the Sun book.
Oh, that was the dang on homework, wasn't it? Helios Biblios. When you just said that, it was Helios.
Your ass is tired.
It was Helios Biblios.
Yes.
And it was
what was it?
What was it, y'all? Helios Biblios, and what else? Because I'm gonna know if y'all was studying or not.
Yeah, so we're gonna have some scriptures too about it, about light and about the sun.
This is amazing knowledge.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
This is
worship,
right.
And Helios Biblios. You ain't even broke them down yet.
I've had to build them a strong foundation so that they understand. They have to walk with us, so they really get. It's not just. This is not. Let me say this. This isn't typical where people just start talking about the pharaohs and the kings
worship
and you know
and
we
praise, worship and praise and Helios Biblios.
Yeah, if you go into the origin of the word worship, you be like, I'm not trying to worship. No. Yeah, it's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to do that at all.
Yeah, because when you really understand what it is,
then you like, no,
understand what it is.
No, I'm not worshiping. I'm not worshiping nothing and nobody, because no. Right? And I did ask y'all to do a study on that too. The word worship and Helios Biblios. Does anybody have any type of information? I mean, any type of feedback on that before we shut it down? Because we getting ready to shut it down.
Y'all homework.
Does anybody know anything closely, remotely to the origin of the meaning of these things? What does worship really mean? What does Helios Biblios? What does that really mean? What is that all about? And tell me, does the Holy Bible reflect some of the origin of what the Helios Biblios really is?
Yolanda said, I looked into it, but I'm not done.
Okay. So we can really get into it. Right? So
right.
This is just, like I said, this is just a portion of it. And we do have a conclusion. So we'll get into it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. My thing is that the whole purpose, the whole reasoning behind doing all of this is to break down the mindsets of people that don't know anything at all about this, to hopefully enlighten them, to point them in the right direction, right? So that they'll be able to now show themselves approved, right? A workman, right? Mm-hmm. Studied. Because it's the Bible says you got to be a work. What is a workman? This is work. This is just not, oh, I show up and I sit for an hour, an hour and a half, and let somebody talk to me, and I don't do no reference checks or nothing. Then I go out and eat some food, and then I watch the game or go to sleep, and then get back to my life, and I'm still trying to figure stuff out. It's no. We're in a different age, ma'am. We're in a different age, sir.
Amanda said Helios got what she say? Helios got real, especially after last live getting assignment. And then Yolanda said, I really enjoyed this immensely. I see y'all and I drop everything and come learn. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Said, me too. Y'all changing my life. Wow.
Thank you so much. It is.
How about you changing your life?
Right. And spirit.
Because you the one made the decision to come on here. Mm-hmm. You the one made the decision to come on here. So how about you changing your life? You the one making the decisions. You the one got the free will. You the one chose. You the one said you were sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you did something about it.
So peep this.
Thank you.
Yeah, peep this, y'all. At the end of the day, it really is about us going back, not being afraid, right? Not being afraid to really dig in and get to a place to where it's like, all right, we here to do this. We here to actually we really here to make some things happen. We here to make some things happen. We here to really do some things so that way we can gain more information, right? We can gain more information, and we can empower ourselves in a way to where it's like we can use that. We can use that to our advantage, right? Who wants to be in a situation where you still doing the same thing you did 20 years ago? Walking around clueless, trying to figure out what's real and what's fake, and you ain't getting no answers. Something that you're able to apply for your good. Like, dude, who wants to just like live life regular anymore? No. Right? So it's these things that we vow to do, we've been led to do by spirit in order to kind of break some things down so that people will be able to have a better understanding, and they can strengthen themselves, empower themselves to not have somebody just run game on them and then say, you got to pay tithes because of something. Because it say that in the Bible. Well, then you got to tell me what tithes really mean. And you got to show me where, in one instance, you're using a person in the Bible as the founder of a relationship with God, which is Abraham, and Abraham tithing. But show me in the Bible where Abraham tithed maybe more than once or maybe twice.
Every week.
Because when he did that tithe and gave to the unknown king, Melchizedek, that didn't have a birth date, nobody know where the hell he came from. Which sounds like to me, that sounds like knowing everything that I know now. That sounds like somebody that was reincarnated that came back. If they didn't have a birth date, nobody knew when they was born, nobody knew their parents, nobody knew nothing. They just showed up on planet Earth and disappeared. Then Melchizedek, King Melchizedek, who was King Melchizedek, enough for Abraham, who was in covenant with God, to tithe to him. And that was after a war. That was after he had got the spoils. That wasn't like he was digging in his wallet, like, okay, I'm gonna try to give you I'm gonna hook you up, I'm gonna put it on my credit card. No, he had just came off the battlefield and won the spoils, and then gave a tenth of that to Melchizedek. Let's not get it twisted. So I need people to really like empower themselves, dig deeper, and do what the Bible say. If you're going to be a Christian, especially, do what the Bible say and study to show yourself approved. Because tithe does not necessarily it's not all wrapped up and summed up in finances and money. Because people live their whole lives washing the toilets of the church building, washing the windows and the glass, and vacuuming the floors, and cleaning up behind folks, and painting the walls, and putting up speakers, and hooking up electricity, and running meetings for the bishop and the apostle and the minister and the pastor, and singing in the choir their whole life, ain't got paid nothing. They're tithing though. Need you to show up every Tuesday, every Wednesday, and then every service.
They doing more than time.
So no. Like I need folks to really like get a handle on this.
I'm gonna need those people bills to never ever go down.
Right.
I'm gonna need them people bills to never ever go down.
To never be behind on nothing. You should be flourishing and be able to give whenever the minister says we got a number. Because I don't even know if people still do that.
That house supposed to make sure that's taken care of.
Okay. Because my thing is, when you really think, and then let's go after this.
Because it be said that you take care of God's house, he'll take care of your house. Yeah, you take care of God's house. This is God's house. You are God's house.
Take care of this house.
Take care of that house.
And then, right, God will take care of you because you are God.
Because there's people that's still struggling, that's been taking care of God's house and sweeping and mopping and cleaning and all that for 20 years, and they still in the same place that they was when they first started, or probably in worse situation.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Who was that said that? Somebody said something is like real. What did they say? And we're gonna wrap it up.
Thank you for sharing a different light, because at this point in my life, I'm really lost in my spirit. Never felt comfortable in church. Wrong energy. Thanks for your blessing. You can let's say you was lost.
Right. Let's just say that you were lost. You're not lost now.
You used to be lost.
Right. But you're on a pathway.
Because this is the thing. You say you used to be lost, but apparently you weren't. There's no coincidences because you here. Oh, I'm in the other camera. My bad. Thank you for pulling me in. Because you're here. It's literally no coincidences. So no, you were not lost. Like literally you were on your way being found, because what you are seeking is really seeking you. Right. At the end of the day, them questions that people put into the atmosphere, stuff is gonna materialize. Ooh, you just decide, like I always say again, either you're gonna be like the man on Will Smith, where you expecting it to come in the way it's supposed to come in a box, or you just gonna allow it to be attracted to you the way it naturally is supposed to be attracted to you, not being attached to how. Just know what it is. Yeah. And see, I'll say this, then we'll let you guys go. At the end of the day, we do this because we want people to empower themselves so that they will not be stuck in bondage, not be left in darkness. Okay.
You want to be in darkness, you'll have the opportunity to enlighten yourself, illuminate. People like Illuminati. Ain't nothing wrong with it if you. Again, you want to take the term. What am I using the term for? I'm going to use it for good because I'm a light bearer. I'm moving towards the light and not darkness. Illumination. So if somebody said you an Illuminati, I guess
But
so.
this is the thing,
My
though.
version of
In order
it.
to get to the light, you gotta go to the dark. You gotta go through the dark.
Yes, you still have to deal with
Everybody
that.
has positive and negative inside of them. Everybody has high vibration and low vibration inside of them. It's just what they allow to attach themselves and what they allow themselves to move in.
Wow,
that's but we truth. All have it. We all have it. It's up to us. It's up to us to decide which way we gonna vibrate today.
Yeah. So with that being said, we hope you guys did get something. I know I went into depth about what probably felt like didn't matter at all, but it's definitely all tied in.
At first, I was like, where he going with this?
Yeah. Okay. But when we get into part 3 of this, wow, that was your chest plate. Just
woo, that was popped. Good. I didn't even have no control over that.
Okay, so on that, family, we love y'all.
I didn't have no control over that. Could y'all tell?
We love y'all. We really do care about y'all. For real.
Damn.
I
know I'm
it is what
out.
It is. We about to be Isnai all the way Isnai, okay? We out. We love y'all. And we'll see y'all next week, right?
Yeah, we might come back tomorrow or the day after, like
just on
pow. It just depends.
For this, but it just depends on how we feel.
Or we might.
Yeah,
we gonna see, cause like I'm gonna go to sleep and then I'm gonna wake up early in the morning, and then if I can get to studying, then we can probably come back tomorrow or the next day. But we'll let y'all know.
It's cool
For sure.
Yeah,
we supposed to be getting on the schedule so that we can just email y'all schedule and say we're gonna come on these days, those days, and these times or whatever. But that's in the future. I ain't gonna lie to y'all and tell y'all that's gonna happen this week, because it's not.
Right.
We're working towards it. So we love y'all. And I was off the camera again.
Okay. Yes.
Love y'all.
Right.
Good night.
All right, now.
We appreciate y'all.
We'll see y'all again. All righty. Y'all have a good one, man.
Lori.
Yep.